Yes, indeed, we are back yet again. This time here tonight, our New York Knicks are finally back in action. And it comes in opposition of the rival Boston Celtics, the 2 seed Boston Celtics. But we have a couple of very important topics to cover here today before we actually start the game, including obviously going over the injury report where the Boston Celtics are sitting a couple of very key important players. They kind of already have the 2 seed locked up, so it makes a little bit of sense. But let's get ahead, let's break it all down, and let's start the show. That is right. We are indeed back yet again here today to lay witness to our New York Knicks, who are finally back home and back home for good. The Knicks have played and ended the entirety of their road schedule this season. Their final 3 games come in Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. First off, during this 3-game stand will be against the Boston Celtics, the very team that the New York Knicks eliminated last year in the playoffs. In pretty embarrassing fashion, might I add, for the Boston Celtics giving up 20-point leads in each of the first 2 games. Now, obviously, there was some luck on the side of the New York Knicks in order to actually pull those victories off. So, Jaylen Brown has been very, very adamant and very public about wanting a run back. I want another opportunity. We let that one slip away. Dang, that sucks. Unfortunate. Well, seems like both teams are right on pace to make that come to fruition. Where they will probably end up meeting in the second round yet again. Although not everything is promised, as the New York Knicks are sitting as the 3 seed, the Cleveland Cavaliers sitting at the 4 seed. Only a half game separates these teams. Only one loss separates these teams. So, I bring that up because it begs the question, coming into tonight's game, pretty important game in terms of seeding. Why would the Boston Celtics elect to then sit out multiple starters here tonight, including Jaylen Brown, the guy who has been very vocal and adamant about wanting this run back? Why would Jaylen Brown sit out tonight in what is mostly pretty much like a rest type of situation? JP Drums, appreciate you, JP Drums, for your very generous super chat here tonight. Thank you for that, brother. You said good game tonight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It should still be a very, very good game as Jayson Tatum is available to play and ready to go. I know guys were questionable coming in, but I'm going to go ahead and pull up the injury report anyway. And I'm going to take their questionable players as they are sitting out because there's no reason for them to be on the injury report unless they were sitting out. Lano Mona with double Lano, right? Nimi Keita, Derek White, listed as day-to-day. They're both questionable. We know Jaylen Brown is out already, although he's not coming up in the injury report for some reason. Either way, no Jaylen Brown. Very unlikely we see Derek White. Very unlikely we see Nimi Keita. Okay. Queens, what's up, Queens? Bernard Johnson, what's up, Bernard? Joseph, Oda Austin, appreciate you guys. I saw my guy Mark earlier. What's up, Mark? David Oz Jr., Karen, appreciate you guys as always. Karen, always in the chat. Albert, what's up, Albert? Joey DeLuca, what's up, Joey? End of Days, what's up, End of Days? And of course, my guy Justice's dad, as always, first in the chat. Appreciate you guys. So why would the Boston Celtics elect to sit a bunch of guys here today if they want their run back so desperately? Like I said, the Knicks only a half game up on the Cleveland Cavaliers for that 4 seed. So if the Celtics did want to ensure that they would indeed end up playing the New York Knicks in the second round, should both teams wind up there, they have to make sure that the Knicks stay as the 3 seed. Therefore, going all out in this regular season game might knock them back and force a second round matchup between the Celtics and the Cavs. The Celtics don't really have smoke with the Cavs, so they don't really care nonetheless. They want the smoke with the New York Knicks. It makes sense, right? So you could see it a little bit as maybe the Celtics are throwing the Knicks a little bit of a bone, like, we know you guys need a little bit of help. How about you keep that 3 seed? We'll give you this game here tonight. Not to say that the Knicks can't lose this game. They absolutely can. The Boston Celtics still capable of finding guys off the bench to make this one competitive and tough. You're going to have to guard guys like Payton Pritchard. Jayson Tatum is indeed still playing. Nikola Vucevic, obviously we know, can at times give the Knicks trouble. So the Knicks are going to need to show up and put together a really, really good game. Ian Parkins with WN, Real Art Manifest, Fear the Deer, appreciate you. Ian said this should have been a competitive game for the Knicks, but it is now a no-win situation. I need the Knicks to win this. Very good point, Ian, because if you look at it, if the Knicks end up being the Boston Celtics, we can't even really celebrate it and go, hey, the Knicks won, yay, because everybody's going to say, well, they had no Jaylen Brown. Of course you were supposed to win. Duh, right? And if the Knicks lose, people will look at the New York Knicks and they go, you lost to the Boston Celtics with no Jaylen Brown? So it's a no-win situation for the New York Knicks. They just kind of have to walk away with a W, if not, hopefully, in dominating fashion, which I don't think they will because, like I said, the Boston Celtics are still a very well-coached team, a very deep team. Jayson Tatum is still playing, and he's more than capable, even off the Achilles injury, of carrying the team with a good shooting night. So hopefully the Knicks match up here tonight and they're ready to go. Zermag, what's up, Zermag? YOLO, Joseph Taylor, appreciate you guys. Is your Knicks going to win? They could, brother. They could. The hope is that they will. The full hope is that they will. A-Rod, what's up, A-Rod? Amazing shirt. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. We are covering Knicks game, so we got to be a little bit in our Clyde Frazier bag. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of sauce on the fashion here tonight. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too outlandish. We're going to save a little bit of that for the playoff run. Nikki, what's up, Nikki? Raymond, what's up, Raymond? The Celtics are looking to destroy the Knicks. They are looking to do so, but not at full strength here tonight. Now, also, it is not a foregone conclusion. Henry Robinson, what's up, Henry? It is not a foregone conclusion that the Boston Celtics will end up with the 2 seed, by the way. The only way for the Boston Celtics to fall to the 3 and the Knicks to move up to 2, by the way, is if the Boston Celtics lose the remaining games and the New York Knicks run the table and win their remaining games. So it's unlikely that that happens anyway as well, right? I bring up all of this standings talk and matchup talks as we approach the finale to the regular season going into the playoffs because that is where we're at. That is where we're at with both of these teams. We know what they're capable of. We know what they look like when they're fully healthy. You could even make the argument we know what they look like when fully healthy when playing each other, right? So, they don't want to go ahead and throw everything up on the table here today in what could have been a statement game. Fact of the matter is the Boston Celtics are like, yeah, we pretty much have the 2 seed locked up. All we got to do is win one more game to round out the rest of our regular season. Cool. No problem. As a matter of fact, I can pull up the schedule here and I can tell you that the final 3 games is obviously New York today and then they have New Orleans and Orlando. Are they going to walk into New Orleans who are already sitting a couple of their guys because their season's been over for a while and it's where they're approaching the end of their regular season. They're playing the young guys. Jeremiah Fears went off for 40 points the other day. Yeah, they're like, all right, if we just show up against the Pelicans, we beat the Pelicans tomorrow. By the way, another subplot to this game that hasn't really been talked about is also the fact that both of these games are on the first end of a back-to-back situation. Okay, great, awesome, you love to see it. Why does the NBA always do this and schedule these really high-profile, nationally televised games during during a back-to-back situation, whether it's the front end or the back end? Teams are like, all right, well, we're not going 100% out. We're going to find a way to rest the guys, or we're going to find a way to kind of decide who's playing when during these back-to-back situations, right? Especially when both teams are looking at their rosters, approaching the end of the regular season here, and are in the mindset and mentality of, okay, all we got to do is make sure we're fully healthy for the playoffs. Why risk anything at this point? So that's also part of the subplot of this game here today, where it seems like the Boston Celtics have decided, but we already kind of got the 2 seed locked up. No need to go all out here today against the New York Knicks, even though it should have been that kind of game as we wind down the regular season. As a matter of fact, I blame the Knicks because they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. We talked about this in preparation for this game for a while, where the New York Knicks were coming down, and it was like, hey, the Knicks, all they have to do is make sure they stay close. They hold the tiebreaker with the Boston Celtics. This game could be a battle for the 2 seed, and it kind of really isn't that. Again, final 2 games for the Boston Celtics, New Orleans, Orlando. All they got to do is win one of those games, or they're good, even if the Knicks run the table. and win out all of their games, which, by the way, they have Toronto and Charlotte, not the easiest last two games, while the Boston Celtics have New Orleans and Orlando. I will say that final game against Orlando is an ESPN game, but it is also a very important game for Orlando as they are trying to battle out of that play-in situation, which very well could still happen, even though they've had a pretty disastrous end to this regular season. I bring all this up because the final day of the regular season, there's no games on Saturday. Everything, Naughty Ghost, what's up, Naughty Ghost? Every team plays on the final day of the regular season now, Sunday. Honestly, one of the best things Adam Silver's ever done was make it so that every team plays. It's actually an incredible idea on Sunday. So we will be live on Sunday, and we will get to cover everything and see where all the chips lie and see who the actual matchups will end up being. Speaking of matchups, let's get to our matchup here tonight. The New York Knicks taking on the Boston Celtics. We're going to start what we always start during our Knicks coverage, and that is indeed with the captain, Jaylen Brunson. Now, these are not fully updated stats. They're about a week and a half-ish old. So I'm sure a lot of the shooting splits have kind of started to round into form. What will happen is I've already made a decision. I will update them for Sunday's game, whatever whatever slate we have going on for Sunday, whatever games we decide to cover. Obviously, everybody's playing, so the Knicks are playing, so we're covering the Knicks game. They will be playing the Charlotte Hornets, so it'll be a great game anyway. So we will be covering that game on Sunday. The player stats will be adjusted for that game, and we will see where these players ended up for the finale of the regular season. Cash, what's up, Cash? High-scoring game night. What's up, Chevy? What's up, Cash? How you doing tonight? It could be. It could be. As a matter of fact, it should be. I should phrase that as, it should be. Zermac said, do you use NBA League Pass to watch all the games? I do indeed, Zermac. I do indeed. An unfortunate situation. Naughty Ghost said, think of the NBA Cup. Clearly, that's a necessary midseason tournament, and all these back-to-backs are just an unfortunate byproduct. Well, part of the unfortunate byproduct of the back-to-backs is the fact that you could easily eliminate those, and the NBA has just not done so. Now, they've pulled back on the amount of back-to-backs during the regular season that has happened. As a matter of fact, if you were old enough, you remember, back in the day, not even that far ago, but 15-ish years ago, there used to be back-to-backs separated by one day of rest. So there used to be 4 games and 5-night stretches, which was ridiculous scheduling. Now, that was also a different era in the NBA. I just had to turn off the heat. That was also a different era of the NBA where the game was slower paced and players could actually last longer throughout a regular season. Nowadays, the game moves too quickly. You're seeing players in their peak physical prime end up with Achilles tears. That is not coincidental. That is a byproduct of how fast and how athletic and how quick the game has evolved into, how many possessions are in an NBA game now, how physical the driving is in terms of driving from the perimeter. Yeah. We don't have to get into all of that. Let's get to our discussion about the game. But yes, unfortunate. Also, yes, the midseason tournament, the NBA Cup stuff is always going to be ridiculous unless they have it as a quarter season break, right? So you have a quarter season break, then you have a half season, and then a 3/4 season break, essentially with the All-Star game. That's kind of what it turned into. But yep, that's kind of where we're at. Do Kwan, what's up, Do Kwan? I'm here at work. Don't get to watch your show. But do get to listen. Thank you. Appreciate you, Do Kwan. Appreciate you, brother. Captain Mass. What's up, Captain Mass? Just in the nick of time. Yes, sir, brother. Raven said, we need a decisive game on the Celtics. Here's the thing. The Knicks are 2-1 against the Boston Celtics this year. They've beaten them. They've matched up. As a matter of fact, the one loss came in a game which Jaylen Brown went nuclear and killed the Knicks. And it didn't matter whether it was Brunson or Towns or Anunoby or Bridges or Josh Hart or whoever was guarding him. Jaylen Brown couldn't miss that game. And oftentimes, when you end up losing a game like that to a star, the star just puts on their I'm a superstar hat and they win the game for their team during the regular season. That happens. Okay, the other 2 games the Knicks have played against Boston Celtics, they kind of matched up pretty well against them. I think the Knicks have kind of gotten over the bugaboo, but also this reinvention of this Celtics team has changed. They're not as heavy with the amount of three-point shooters that they used to be able to put on the court between, Derek White and Drew Holiday. The defensive tandem, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, and then you also throw in Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum out there, right? But you also always had either Horford or Porzingis on the court, and or Cornette, obviously, who kind of was the third center on that team. But the calculus has changed against the Celtics team, right? You're going up against a Jordan Walsh and a Baylor Shireman, and sometimes maybe even a Hugo Gonzalez. And as good as those guys are as off-the-bench energy wings, like Jordan Walsh is actually a very good, underrated defender in the league. Antoine Thomas, what's up, Antoine? Lizzie, what's up, Lizzie? Celtics fan here. Still love your channel. Appreciate you, Lizzie. Appreciate you. I apologize to any Celtics in the fans tonight. Any Celtics fans in the chat tonight. I'm gonna be heavy on my New York Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. It's what comes with the territory as a Knicks fan. You know, I apologize. I will be heavily biased towards covering the Knicks specifically and talking about the adjustments that the Knicks can make as the game goes on. Zane, what's up, Zane? Are we going to have a classic? Probably not a classic with the amount of players that are out for the Celtics, but Jayson Tatum is still available. We'll see Vucevic out there. Derek White and Nimi Keita, last I checked, are still questionable, so unless you guys have an update on the injuries, you could fill me in. I believe that both of those guys will be out. They would not have made their way to the injury list without already kind of the decision being made that they will not play. Raymond said Tatum says he's not over the fear of playing in the Garden. Yeah, yep. He said that the other day. I don't have the volume on, but I could see that they have the interview running with him with Taylor Rooks. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Queen, what's up, Queen? How many steals do you think will come from the Knicks? I don't know. The Knicks are not a heavy steal team. Their steals usually come from either Josh Hart, Anunoby, or Bridges, and Alvarado, but Alvarado is not a part of the rotation right now, so. Taylor Sheen said, no classic Beantown beatdown. We will see. Hopefully, this is a mostly entertaining game, and the Knicks will maybe pull away at the end, right? Zane said possibly 2-seed clinch for either team, Knicks mostly. Not really, because I said it earlier, Zane, but the only mathematical way that the Knicks could snag the 2-seed is if the Celtics lose every game to end the regular season, lose their final 3 games, including tonight, and the Knicks win their final 3 games, including tonight. So I just don't see that happening. The Celtics will likely, even if they lose today, they will likely win one of the final 2 games where they play the Pelicans and they play the Magic. So that Magic game could be tough, but they could very well just go out and say, okay, we'll handle business against the Pelicans, and then we don't care for the final game, right? Mike, what's up, Mike? I wanted to look up the Boston Celtics here because they should have an injury report up as we are about 15 minutes away. So today's starting lineup is who? Derek White is playing. Nimi Keita is also playing. Okay, so you know what? The only guy really out is Jaylen Brown. So honestly, obviously, Jaylen Brown is a huge Duda Daily. What's up, Duda Daily? Obviously, this is a huge thing that a huge piece of the Celtics that is missing. He's been the best player on the team this year. He's been the leader of this team. So obviously, a huge piece that's missing for the Boston Celtics tonight. But outside of that, everybody else is pretty much healthy and ready to go, right? They literally don't have anybody else in the injury report outside of Jaylen Brown. So very, very interesting thing that ended up. I thought for sure that Derek White and Nimi Keita would end up missing the game tonight, but I guess they figured, well, we're not going to put Jayson Tatum out there by himself to overcome what he needs to overcome here tonight. So here we go. Roll the ball out. This is actually going to be a more competitive game than I thought. So real quick, let's run down our Knicks. Again, we've covered every single Knicks game this season. There's not much to talk about with the New York Knicks. We already have had a discussion about the starting lineup. Mike Brown has already reiterated he's not really looking to change the starting lineup at all. We're in the final 3 game stretch of the regular season here. We're not changing the starting lineup, so we don't really have to have that conversation again. Joe Ranger, what's up, Joe? No JB, ouch, but get it, Boston. Yes, no Jaylen Brown. That was already announced earlier today. We knew that. We knew he wasn't going to be playing. He was announced questionable yesterday, and earlier this morning he was announced that he wasn't going to be playing. So we knew that. Derek White and Nimi Keita remain questionable, but I just checked the starting 5, and they are announced as the starters as of about 10 minutes ago. So they will be playing. Fear of the Deer said, Jordan Walsh is starting. Jordan Walsh, I actually really like. I always really like Jordan Walsh. As a matter of fact, he's one of my guys. There's a couple of guys floating around the NBA. Tyrese Maxey, Jaime Jaquez, Jordan Walsh, Khalil Ware. There's a bunch of these guys hanging around Knicks rivals, Knicks NBA players that ended up on Knicks rivals that were drafted to those teams, like the guys I just named. Jordan Walsh is one of them that I just loved coming out of college, coming out of Arkansas. I really liked Jordan Walsh's game. Thought he could have been a really nice wing defender in the NBA. And guess what? He's turned out to be an excellent wing defender, but also has developed his three-point shot. And we'll get to him. Croy win. What's up, Croy? Zane said JB getting his prayer done. Rose, what's up, Rose? Jaylen Brown sitting on the bench. Jaylen Brown will not be playing today. Yes, he will be on the bench. So Jalen Brunson, we know what he's capable of. He's been playing better as of late. We'll see who ends up guarding Karl-Anthony Towns today, because we saw in the last game against the Atlanta Hawks, the New York Knicks absolutely thrived on a two-man game of Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. It's almost as if Josh Hart is in the starting lineup, we could ensure that the center is forced to guard Karl-Anthony Towns, and then end up ensuring that Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns can actually play a two-man game and play off of each other. But nonetheless, that is not where we're going to be at. So Joe Mazzulla is too smart of a coach to put Nimi Keita on Karl-Anthony Towns. We'll see who ends up guarding him and how the Knicks play off of that. We'll see. We'll see. Joseph said, let's go Knicks, lock in. The Boston Celtics, the Boston team has been good as of late. Come on, Knicks, absolutely. Farm Boy TV, what's up, Farm Boy? Is JC jogging today? Jordan Clarkson is pretty much going to be the ninth man for this Knicks team for the playoff run. Unless something substantial happens where he falls off a cliff and plays poorly, he will make the final 9-man rotation for the NBA playoff run. Joe said, got a feeling about Pritchard and Elite tonight. Get fired and JT. We'll see. We'll see. We know, like I said, we know Jalen Brunson, we know Karl-Anthony Towns, we know what they're capable of. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be very much needed here today to keep Nimi Keita off the glass. He's one of the league's premier defensive rebounders in the league, a completely underrated part of his game that always, for some reason, seems to get ignored. But he's been an absolute dominant rebounder this season in running for league leader. Him and I believe Nikola Jokic only beats him out by like 0.4, 0.5 rebounds, about half a rebound a game. So, yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic in that regard. And obviously the shooting and the offense has come around as the season went on. He's just getting a lot more comfortable in the offense. Again, how his impact tonight will be dependent on how the Celtics end up guarding him. Usually, the number one priority of teams is that if you take Karl-Anthony Towns out of the game, it forces Jalen Brunson to become an isolation scorer, and the Knicks are a much more manageable team to defend when that happens. So hopefully the Knicks are smart enough to counteract, however, the Celtics end up guarding them. But we'll see what the game plan is once we come out. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, the two wings, we know they're capable of. Defensively, obviously, it's going to come down to whether or not these guys actually knock down perimeter shots. Mikal Bridges hasn't really been firing away from three to the degree and the volume that I would like him to, but especially in that Atlanta game, we saw him a lot more aggressive, at least searching for his shot and actually going to the rim for layups, knocking down mid-range shots. It's always going to be an important part of Mikal Bridges' game, and as long as he's doing that, I will have no issues with what he brings, and obviously defending at a decent enough level. Same with OG Anunoby. We need him to continue to be aggressive. I say it all the time. We need him to be the third, man. We need him to be the third guy on this team between Brunson, Towns. OG Anunoby needs to be a part of that, in that bracket, in that conversation of like, oh man, how are teams going to have to adjust to guarding OG Anunoby tonight because he's absolutely hooping. Those are the three guys that need to step up for the Knicks the most, especially come playoff time. Bruce Fowler, what's up, Bruce? Got a Villanette TV with the Villanette. Checking into your play-by-play Chevy from work. Appreciate you, Villanette. JP Crusher, what's up, JP? Rebecca, what's up, Rebecca? Good morning here in the Philippines. Warriors must move on from Kerr. Leave now, pods. Good luck to your Knicks. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. He will remain on with the Warriors from here on out up until after the Steph Curry era, because then they will get a real good look as to how good of a coach he actually is and how much Steph Curry actually elevated him, right? Bruce said, from here on out, it matters. Kind of. We're almost there, Bruce. We're almost at April 12th, final regular season game for the Knicks, and then it's playoff time, baby. Then it's playoff time. Due to Daly said Jayson Tatum is strong enough to keep it in the air, but everything becomes harder, more Boston. But helpers, Knicks have multiple go-to options. Especially we know Jaylen Brown, the Knicks will have multiple options to guard Jayson Tatum, including Josh Hart. I have so many positive things to say about Josh Hart, but obviously the conversation will always come back to him being in the starting lineup and how teams end up guarding him. Take your threes, Josh. Take your threes tonight, big dog. It's all I can really say, because the Boston Celtics and Joe Mazzulla have been the most aggressive team in terms of actually not guarding Josh Hart and implementing that game plan. So Josh Hart is going to be so impactful here tonight. You got to take the shots. You got to make them, brother. You got to do both of those things, right? PK, what's up, PK? What's up? Do you know Jayson Tatum? Do you know Jayson Tatum? Sure. Isaiah Gardner, what's up, Isaiah Gardner? Just Dad said he probably won't take a 2-year contract, though. Steve Curry, you mean? Rose said, is Tatum limited or fully recovered? Tatum is fully recovered. Doing too much. What's up, doing too much? We got this one tonight. I hope so. Durston, what's up, Durston? Isaiah Gardner said, we don't know who we're going to play in the 6th seed. Looking crazy. Yep. Still don't know. I will say some Joel Embiid news dropped. How apropos that Mitchell Robinson came up in the player graphics next. Joel Embiid is just had emergency, what was it? Appendectomy. Had his appendix removed, right? Yeah, he just had an emergency surgery for that. And he might miss the playoffs. It is about a 2 to 3 week recovery time that will likely take him at best to the start of the 2nd round, and at worst, completely out of the playoffs if he doesn't recover fully in time. If you guys didn't know, OG Anunoby had a similar situation where he had an emergency appendectomy right before the playoff run in 2019, where the Raptors ended up winning the championship led by Kawhi. OG Anunoby was on that team, didn't play in the playoffs because he had the appendectomy. Now, he was healthy and could have played in the finals, but they were already rolling by that point, and they were like, all right, let's not completely throw him out there because he's not 100% healthy anyway. So, yeah, this could completely derail the 76ers and everything that they wanted to do coming down the stretch of the regular season here. Not a great situation. So now suddenly the 76ers are kind of looking like a team that you might want to play in the first round after it felt like you definitely wanted to avoid them. But Mitchell Robinson definitely knows all about wanting to avoid the 76ers, not because the 76ers are a tough team to play, but because they're a dirty team to play. They completely ended the season, the NBA playing career of Bojan Bogdanovic, taking him out in that series, and he had to get ankle surgery, and at that point, he called it a career. And then ended the season of Mitchell Robinson, and then he missed the first 3 quarters of the next season, last season, recovering from the injury that Joel Embiid caused him. So, yeah, I'm good on playing the dirty 76ers, but now that Joel Embiid is out, who knows? Who knows who they may end up playing? Who knows how the end of the regular season? We can go through the standings as the rest of the night continues to pan out. We have games that have already tipped off and we could talk about. But, yeah, the standings are looking pretty crazy, especially here in the East. Rose said Sixers got Paul George back. They did, but Paul George is not Joel Embiid. And even if Paul George plays well, they have Andre Drummond and Dembona. They don't have anybody to fill in that center spot that could really kind of step up to that degree. Onset Studios Africa, what's up, Onset? Locked in with Sheffy for the big game. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Isaiah Gardner said that's why I want the Knicks to play the Raptors in the first round or the 76ers. I'd take the Raptors. The Raptors are my team to pick, but we'll see how it plays out. Again, we'll go through the standings. We'll see the implications of what could happen here tonight. The Raptors are taking on the Miami Heat yet again. 2nd game in a row that they're playing the Miami Heat. The first time the Raptors beat them. Let's see if they can beat them again here tonight. PK said, I hope everybody knows that Sheffy is better than Lonzo Ball Prime. What does that mean? I'm better than Lonzo Ball Prime? Okay, I'll take it, I guess. Appreciate you, brother. Deuce McBride has returned from the abdomen injury. Still rounding back in the form. He still looks pretty rusty out there. Get back to the Deuce McBride we know and love. He knocked down the first 2 threes against Atlanta and then kind of went ice cold from that point on. He's still providing really solid point of attack defense that is extremely important, but he's got to get the offense rounding back in the form, which is why it was important to get him back for the final handful of regular season games here, because going into the playoffs, obviously, Deuce McBride, 6th man of this team, along with Mitchell Robinson, incredibly important, especially out on that perimeter. Naughty Ghost said Philly is dirty. They are. They took out Wemby the other day. He might miss the first round. He could. Hopefully he doesn't. Zane said JP better not be guarding Brunson. LOL. JT just got back. I mean, he'll get switched on to Brunson in some scenarios, but he's back. He's fully healthy, ready to go. There's not a risk of re-injury or anything like that. He's good. Christian, what's up, Christian? Hopefully Bridges and OG have a big game. The only way we're going to win. And Hart has to come up big with all the threes of them have to give us offense. Yeah. I fully expect Josh Hart to have 4 or 5 or 6 3-point attempts here tonight. He's going to need to take them because they're going to leave him wide open, and he's going to have to make them pay. And if he doesn't, hopefully Mike Brown recognizes that and goes to the bench early. Deuce McBride has been coming in pretty early as of late since being back. Landry Shamet is kind of like Deuce McBride late. Bridget Water, what's up, Bridget? Appreciate you. Karen said, which is better, Prime Vision or main broadcast? I don't know. I have the main broadcast on. I don't know what Prime Vision is. I have main broadcast on. That's what I got. This is a Prime Video game. I don't know what Prime Vision is. I just checked it right now. I got main broadcast on. I think that's the regular broadcast. I'm going to go with that. Greg William, what's up, Greg? The Celtics would need Larry Bird tonight. Bruce Fowler said, tonight Boston takes their licks. Western teams tanking tricks. Harden, Mitchell, awkward mix. Tasting like stale Twix. Mo Diawara, Knicks in 6. Let's do it. Queen said, how many times did Wemby get hurt this season? Pretty large amount of times. Wemby, when you're, 10'2", however tall Wemby is, you're going to be pretty injury prone throughout his career. Man, what's up, man? Embiid injuries holding him back from being in the Hall of Fame. He'll end up in the Hall of Fame. He's won an MVP. He has multiple accolades to his name. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. It's just always going to be a what if of what he could actually stay healthy for a playoff run. PK said, NBA without Chevy is like swimming pool without water. Crazy. Appreciate you, brother. Joe Ranger said, yeah, 76 is dirty. They are indeed. Landry Shaman, like I said, kind of Deuce McBride light. We got to go quickly. We got to get to the Boston Celtics. We only have like 3 minutes before tip-off. Landry Shaman, kind of like Deuce McBride light. Really solid point of attack defender. Also got to get him to knock down some more threes since he came back from an injury. Jose Verado, not really part of the rotation anymore. He's got to stay ready, though. My guy, Sons Jen, with a very generous super chat, also kicking us off. Appreciate you, brother. He said, go get him, Knicks. Hope everyone's well today. Thank you, as always, Sheffy. Thank you, Sons Jen, and everybody in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. Mo Diawara, also not a part of the rotation. Really nice season for Mo Diawara. Really high expectations for him going into next year. AP, what's up, AP? I'm so happy we never traded for Embiid. Yeah, me too. Jeremy Sohan, also not a part of the regular playoff rotation. Jordan Clarkson he will be the 9th man in the rotation. He has been playing better. He's been locked in defensively. I want to see him get back to knocking down some threes and whatnot. But it's always important to have a bucket getter out there. The fact that he kind of re-entered the rotation after being out of it for a while is really impressive, and I'm always going to give him credit for doing that. But continue to play well, Jordan Clarkson. They're going to need another ball handler, another attacker off the bench like him. And if not, you got Alvarado, you got Mo Diawara, 2 guys who prove that they're capable role guys come playoff time. If in a pinch, you need to go to them. So, AB's idea of Jordan Clarkson wearing number 0. Yes, this is a fan-made edit I made in the preseason, not even in the preseason, in the offseason, before the regular season started. So that is why, and I just never changed it. I meant to change it, and I just never did. Tyler Kolek, also not a part of the regular rotation come playoff time, so. Let's get to the Celtics real quick. Jayson Tatum will be active here tonight. It is the big return to Madison Square Garden for Jayson Tatum. He talked about it. They were showing the interview. It's been a long recovery back for him. He's making his return back to the Garden tonight. The stage where the incident occurred during the playoffs last year, and he's back. He's ready to go in his return here tonight, trying to get over that last mental hump of the injury, right? The last mental hump of the injury is going back to the scene of the crime and fully playing a basketball game and realizing, oh, we're good. We're good. We're back. We're ready to go. Ready to play, right? Boz, what's up, Boz? Dennis Floyd, what's up, Dennis? Most defining game for the Knicks this season? I don't think so. They've beaten this Celtics team twice. It's very unlikely they end up with the 2 seed. You just gotta go out and win a good basketball game. That's it. My guy on set said, finally viewing my Knicks in Africa. Chevy held me down all season. Thanks, Chevy. Thank you, On Set Studios, for joining us this season, brother. Appreciate you. Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? Chevy, because you keep jumping over my names. I'm sorry, Angela. You're handing out names and not mine. My bad. Shout out Angela Harding. Appreciate you. Eric Grover, what's up, Eric? Let's go Celtics. We got a lot of Celtics fans in the chat here tonight. Jaylen Brown is not playing tonight. He's out with a little minor injury. Also likely just kind of rest as they wind down their regular season here, as they pretty much have their 2 seed for the most part locked up. Bruce Fowler said, I think our bench is going to light up the playoffs. Don't think that our cast of characters are looking forward to their Garden moments. I hope everybody plays well in the playoffs, man. This Knicks team is deep enough to win a championship. I didn't think last year's team definitely had some things to overcome, and we knew Tom Thibodeau did not want to play the bench, but this team is definitely capable and has the team to do so. AP said, good luck to us. We need this one. Cleveland is right on our butts. They are, but they are also sitting a bunch of guys. Are they playing tonight? No, they're playing tomorrow. They're also sitting a bunch of guys tomorrow. So, as they play the Atlanta Hawks again. So, you know, we'll see. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers definitely want to maintain that 4 seed because they want to play Detroit in the second round. They have a good matchup against Detroit this season. Ned McElroy, what's up, Ned? Appreciate the subscription, brother. Hope you're having a good time tonight. All right. Let's run down the Boston Celtics real quick because we're about to get to tip off. Derek White is playing. He was questionable. We'll see what he looks like here tonight. I expect a fully healthy Derek White game. We know he can be super disruptive defensively, although I will say he was kind of MIA. That previous game we watched against the Charlotte Hornets, he was solid, but nothing too spectacular in which he stood out. So obviously Derek White will be a little bit more juiced up to play this New York Knicks team, and they're going to need him because his primary matchup will likely be Jalen Brunson here tonight. Peyton Pritchard will be coming off the bench. He's back into his usual role as coming off the bench, a super sub sixth man. He is an absolute marksman from three-point range, and we know the Knicks can at times struggle to get out to the three-point shooters. So we'll see. We will see Peyton Pritchard and the kind of involvement he has here tonight. Nimi Keita was also questionable. He will be playing today. Their starting center. He's had a fantastic season. I wonder who will be guarding. Most likely Josh Hart, and Josh Hart's going to need to make him pay if he sags off of him the way the Celtics usually do. Ebony with the Ebony. Christian said Derek White and Shaman are like the same. Kind of. Derek White significantly better, though. Significantly better, especially defensively. Angela Harding, appreciate you. Fear the Deer said Nikola Vucevic will look good today to beat the Knicks. I'm not a big believer in Nikola Vucevic. The Knicks should be able to defend him or should be able to attack him on the offensive end. Him playing defense. We'll be able to attack his defense. But he's always kind of given the Knicks trouble as a pick and pop big. So. Speaking of Nikola Vucevic, again, will be coming off the bench. He struggles defensively. He has struggled offensively since coming over to the New York Knicks and also returning from the injury, so we'll see what kind of game he has tonight. Fear the Deer said Keita is guarding Towns. We'll see. Joe Mazzulla doesn't usually match up a center with Karl Anthony Towns. He usually wants to match up a wing. We'll see who ends up guarding him here tonight. Sam Hauser in the starting lineup. He's incredibly important to this team. We saw it the other night against Charlotte Hornets. Don't be surprised when Sam Hauser winds up with like the first 3 or 4 shots for the Boston Celtics here tonight. They love to feed him early from three-point range. Usually ends up with pretty good looks. We'll see if he knocks them down here tonight. One of the premier catch-and-shoot three-point shooters. Hugo Gonzalez not really a part of their rotation right now. He kind of got jumped over. He is a rookie. He has rookie moments, but they threw Jordan Walsh in the rotation in the mix yet again, and Jordan Walsh is getting the start here tonight for Jaylen Brown, who is sitting. And Baylor Scheinman, really impressive season in his second year for the Boston Celtics here this year. Capable of knocking down threes. Don't leave this guy open. He's also an energy and effort guy. Keep him off the glass as much as you can. Same with Jordan Walsh, who's a 3-and-D type of wing. He can shoot the three at a standstill. You don't necessarily want to run off the line, but you also don't want to give him any open looks. So the Knicks are going to need to be able to match him, and he will probably also get matched up with Jalen Brunson here tonight. We'll see who matches up with Anunoby or Brunson between Jordan Walsh and Derek White. But here we go. We're getting ready for the tip. Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. All right, here we go. We know the starting lineup for both sides. Jordan Walsh in for Jaylen Brown, who's sitting, and here we go. The tip-off between Keita and Towns. Towns has not been able to win these jump balls these past couple of games. Here we go. And the Boston Celtics win the tip. And they call it back. So the Celtics won the tip, but they're going to call it back. Also, where's ours? There we go. Here's our starting lineups. And the Celtics win the tip. Here we go. As Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks have yet to really win a jump ball in how many games now? Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Driving to his left in the paint. Leaves it off to nobody. A bad pass. Josh Hart ends up with the steal. Hit ahead to Bridges. Bridges pushing the other way. Down the lane in the paint. Scoop play with the left hand. Got it to go for Mikal Bridges out on the run. You love to see it. What a nice way to start. They got the steal on the bad Tatum pass. And then they went the other way for the easy layup. 2-0 start. Here come the Celtics. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by Bridges. Hands it off to Walsh. Over to Tatum. Tatum coming to is right off the screen. Josh Hart switches onto him. They get it over to Jordan Walsh, being guarded by Anunoby. Hands it off to Hauser. Hauser being guarded by Brunson. Jab step back up top to Tatum. Tatum coming to his left. Brunson switches onto him. Tatum driving it down in the paint. Leans in. Kicks it in the corner. Derek White wide open three. In and out. Can't get it to go. Good box down and rebound for OG Anunoby. Quick outlet to Josh Hart, who's pushing the pace. Josh Hart hands it off to Bridges. Bridges up top to Towns. Almost got stolen. Bridges able to recover it. Bridges over to Josh Hart in the corner. Drives it down and leaves it off. Bridges left corner three. Line me up. Mikal Bridges, and what a way to start the first 5 points of the game. Go to Mikal Bridges in a left corner three and a drive to the rim. Here comes Tatum on the other end looking for an answer. They get over to Hauser. Hauser, jab step, coming to his left, driving it down in the lane against Brunson. Step back, shovels it out to White. White over to Tatum. Tatum up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Coming to his right. Brunson switches onto him. Tatum looking to isolate, in and out dribble, step back, three, over Brunson. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to Towns. Quick outlet to Brunson. Quick hit ahead to Bridges. Bridges driving it down on White. Stops. Pulls it back out. Good defense from White. Bridges has him in the post now. Backing him down. Putting him in the paint. Leans. Lefty layup. 7 straight points from Mikal Bridges to start that game. We're hooping. We are out here hooping. What a start. Keep it going, New York. Derek White has it up top being guarded by Bridges. They get it over to Tatum. Tatum driving to his right in the paint. Stops, pulls it back out. Anunoby guarding him. Cross-court pass. Hauser, left corner. Ran off the line by Brunson. A mid-range pull-up jumper. He can't get it to go. Rebound to OG Anunoby. What a great job running Sam Hauser off the line, forcing him into 2-point shot. Josh Hart driving it down. Tries to spin off of Tatum. He gets the ball stolen. Tatum pushing it the other way. Bridges recovering. Layup for Jayson Tatum to finally break the seal for the Boston Celtics. Come on, Josh Hart. Here come the Knicks pushing it the other way, looking for a response. 9:45 to go here in the first quarter. We're already getting NBA action. Brunson has it up top. Brunson being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Coming to his left off a double screen. Brunson on the left wing as Derek White picks him up. Brunson in the mid-range, dancing with it against White. Step back mid-range jumper. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to Tatum. And now here come the Celtics. Okay, now we're calming into the game. Here we go. Tatum bringing it down. Crossing over to his right on Josh Hart. Loses the handle, picks it back up. Tatum coming to his left off the Cada screen. Driving it down. Josh Hart doing a great job sticking it in front of him. Tatum spins off of him, though, to the basket scoop layup. Got it to go. And the foul. And the foul for Jayson Tatum. Josh Hart, brother, you can't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Jayson Tatum cooking now. He's going to the foul line for one more. Queen said this game started crazy. We're ready to go, baby. We're ready to go. Knicks trying to get themselves into playoff form. Mark said, I hate Jayson Tatum. Listen, Josh Hart is the culprit of Jayson Tatum scoring these last 2 buckets here. Just that's it. We all hate Tatum. I hate Tatum as a basketball player. The basketball player, he's on the rival team. As Tatum misses the free throw, but the Knicks can't grab the rebound, out to Derek White for a 3. He misses it. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Cada ends up with it, kicks it out to Hauser, over to Walsh, left corner 3, and Jordan Walsh knocks it down. The Knicks absolutely deserve that whole sequence right there for not playing hard enough and not actually grabbing a rebound. Way too soft inside on the rebounding battle. Here comes Josh Hart. We're tied at 7, just like that. Josh Hart has it up top, hands it off to Bridges. Bridges being guarded by Derek White. Trying to get it to Brunson. Jordan Walsh chasing. Jordan Walsh knocks the ball loose as Brunson takes a tumble. They swing it out to Towns. Right corner 3 for Karl-Anthony Towns. Comes up short. They do have Cada guarding Towns. We're going to need to look to take advantage of that with Brunson and Towns playing a 2-man game. Tatum down the lane, gets bumped by Karl-Anthony Towns. It's going to be a foul. And it is in the act of shooting. So Jayson Tatum to the foul line now. Mike said, you can have too many Tatums. Mark said, really? Walsh? Jordan Walsh is a capable 3-point shooter. He has shot it at around a 40% clip this season. If you give him an open look, he can very much knock it down. As a matter of fact, he had a really good game against the Knicks earlier this season as well. Joe said, I like Tatum as a Knicks fan. I also like Tatum as a Knicks fan. I do like his game for the most part. Tatum knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. But he is the best player. Like I said, the best player. I said it. I did say it, and I stand on it. Better than Jaylen Brown. He's the best player on my favorite team's rival team. So I gotta hate Jayson Tatum, even though I do kind of like Jayson Tatum. Tatum knocks down both free throws. 8:30 to go in this first quarter. Back and forth, kind of. Knicks went off on a 7-0 run. Now the Celtics responding with a 9-0 run. And Jordan Walsh picks up a foul out on the perimeter, hand-checking Jalen Brunson. Bruce Fowler said, I like the Brunson off-ball offense. I also like it, but I do, with Cada guarding Karl-Anthony Towns, I want to see the 2-man game. Show me the 2-man game between Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. Gigi said, Tatum dropping 83 tonight if they don't switch Hart. Well, they have OG Anunoby guarding them. It's just Brunson and Towns running the pick and roll. They get over to Towns on the straightaway 3. Can't get that one to go down. 2 threes for Karl-Anthony Towns so far tonight. I like it for the most part. Tatum bringing it down, straightaway 3. In and out, can't get it to go. Rebound, knocked out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Knicks. Bruce House said, everyone has touched the ball. Unfortunately, Josh has turned it over twice. Brunson has it up top. Gets it over to Karl-Anthony Towns up top, being guarded by Cada. Towns swings it over to Anunoby, curling off a screen, step back, mid-range, follow-away jumper over Tatum. Comes up short, but Tatum gets hit with the foul call on the contest, hitting Anunoby on the wrist, on the hand, I assume, on the jump shot. And Anunoby will go to the foul line for 2. Tatum not happy with the call. Mark said, Cat ice code from 3 overall this year. Very strange. It is very strange. It is very strange. He had been shooting it better second half of the season, especially post All-Star break. But, yeah, for the most part, not to the level of shooting that we expect from Karl-Anthony Towns. Anunoby knocks down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. We could tie it up at 9 here. JoJo Vector, what's up, JoJo? Knicks getting blown out tonight? We'll see. We'll see. Anunoby knocks down both free throws. We're tied up at 9. 7:50 to go here in this first quarter. Here comes Derek White bringing it down. White up top being guarded by Bridges. Derek White gets it out to Queta. Queta by the half-court line. Hands it off to White. White swings through to his right off the Queta screen, driving it down. Pass fake. Swings it out to Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh up top. Back to Derek White. Great defense by the Knicks. Derek White loses the handle. Hauser picks it up, coming to his left. He puts up the contested three over 2 defenders, comes up well short. Towns saves it over to Josh Hart, a risky save. They get it over to Bridges. Bridges bringing it down. Gets it to Anunoby in the post. Anunoby, right wing, catches, jab step, pump fake. Now puts up the mid-range jumper over Hauser. Got it to go for OG Anunoby, who's now getting it going a little bit here. Knocked down the 2 free throws. Now knocks down the mid-range jumper out of the high post. Here comes Derek White. Lobs it over the top to Tatum. Tatum coming to his left, driving it down to Anunoby. Leans in, throws the lob up top to Queta for the 2-handed slam. Nice manipulation from Jayson Tatum there. Got the lob up top to Queta. Now here come the Knicks bringing it down the other way. Back and forth so far here tonight. Not a super high-scoring game, but really well played. Brunson up top gets it over to Towns. Towns on the left wing. Towns, pass fake, in the mid-range, pump fakes, keeps it, leaves it off of Brunson. Brunson in the mid-range, being guarded by Queta. Says, everybody get out of my way. I'm being guarded by Nini Queta. Steps it out to the three-point line for the pull-up three, can't get it to go. Tatum knocks the rebound over to Derek White. Derek White pushing it over to Hauser. Hauser driving it down, kicks it out to Jordan Walsh. Pump fake, driving to his right, kicks it up top to Derek White, back out to Walsh, extra pass over to Hauser, left corner three, throws up the air ball, rebounded by Queta, goes back up and flips it up and in. Queta wanted the foul, he didn't get it, but he does get the putback layup. And it's 13-11 as we approach the halfway point of this first quarter. Brunson gets it over to Towns. Towns pump fakes from 3. He's going to drive it down on Queta, down the lane, flips it up. No foul called as Towns got absolutely whacked. Towns in disbelief at the non-call. They swing it out to Derek White. Bullet pass inside to Queta. Back out to Tatum. Tatum won't take the 3. Instead drives it in, kicks it open to a wide-open Jordan Walsh, who misses that 3. Rebounded by Karl-Anthony Towns. You should just take the layup, Nimi Queta. I don't know what that's about. Kicking back out there. And then Queta finally does get hit on a foul on Karl-Anthony Towns there, battling for the rebound if Towns snatched it. But here we go. We get our first time out of the game, our first breather. It's 13-11. Okay. I like the way the Knicks have started the game, but they got to start coming up with some stops and scores and taking advantage of some of these missed opportunities from the Boston Celtics here today. Lance Nape here. What's up, Lance? Judge that said Queta Ali's going to be a thing? Yes. Because the Celtics do a really good job of playing off of pick and rolls. They have the ball handlers to do so between Derek White, even Peyton Pritchard, but obviously Tatum and Brown can play off the pick and roll as ball handlers and have the size and passing ability to make those passes. As long as Karl-Anthony Towns is guarding Nimi Queta in those situations, the Boston Celtics will be able to engage Karl-Anthony Towns in that pick and roll game and lob it over the top of him using their size and their passing ability to find Nimi Queta on the lob attempts there. Cornelius, what's up, Cornelius? Towns is the key to the Knicks winning? Absolutely. Always has been. Tammy, what's up, Tammy? Andrew Brooks, what's up, Andrew? This game is and will be the biggest test yet for this season. It has the making of the Eastern Finals feeling. I mean, the best that these two teams could meet up, should they fall as the 2-3 to end the season here, will be in the second round. They will be meeting in the second round. But I understand what you mean about it being like the feeling of one of these two teams will end up making it out of the East this year. So it could kind of be an Eastern Conference Finals feeling type of matchup, but I know Jaylen Brown makes this a tough way for me to agree with that, but Bruce Fowler said Shaman and Deuce available. Shaman and Deuce are available. Mitchell Robinson is available. Everybody is available for the New York Knicks. Everybody's fully healthy, ready to go. Russell Field said, is Mitch playing today? I assume Mitch is playing today. I did not see otherwise. Joseph said, why is Brown out? Most likely just some rest. He was listed out with, I can tell you the exact injury if this comes up. No, it doesn't come up. Why is Jaylen Brown out exactly. It's like knee tendonitis or something like that. It's mostly just like a precautionary thing. It's just rest as they approach the end of the regular season here. It's just kind of a rest thing. But I talked about it earlier. We can go through the NBA slate here today. We have a couple of games that have already tipped off real quick. Chi said, Knicks going on a 30-0 run. I'm calling it. I hope so. We have the Heat taking on the Raptors. This has huge, huge playoff implications here. Lizzie said, foot Achilles? It's something like that. Something like that. Karen said, over 450 watching, only 92 likes. Hit that like button. Appreciate you, Karen. If you guys are enjoying the show so far, hit the like button. If not for me, then do it for Karen in the chat. Appreciate you, Karen. Aisha with the Aisha. Raven said, the refs need to call the game both ways. They are allowing a ton of physicality so far, and both sides are already frustrated with a lot of the non-calls. So, the Pacers taking on the Nets, the Bulls taking on the Wizards, and obviously our Knicks Celtics coverage. We got 76ers, Rockets later tonight, and Lakers, Warriors later tonight. No Steph Curry. Here we go. Shamet has it up top. He's in the game along with, I thought Deuce McBride was in. No, it's just Landry Shamet. Anunoby curling off a town screen off ball. Ends up with a wide open straightaway three. Can't get it to go down. Here come the Celtics and Derek White. They get it up top to Pritchard. Pritchard coming to his right, being chased by Shamet. Down the lane, stop, leans in. Kicks it out to Walsh. Walsh leaves it off for White. White pulls it out on the right wing, being guarded by Josh Hart. They go over to Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh coming to his right, down the lane, stops, kicks it out to Derek White. Derek White driving to his right, down the lane. One-legged fall-away midi. Got it to go for Derek White. Excellent defense from the New York Knicks, but the Celtics just make a really tough fall-away mid-range shot there over Josh Hart. Towns has it up top, being guarded by Keita. Towns, inside pass to OG Anunoby in the paint, kicks it out to Josh Hart, pass fake, puts up the left corner three, Josh Hart in and out halfway down, but he can't get it to go. Here comes Payne Pritchard off the rebound, bringing it down the other way. We got 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Pritchard dancing with it against Hart, down the lane, in the paint, stop, step back, fall away jumper over Josh Hart, got it to go for Payne Pritchard, and now the Boston Celtics killing the Knicks with the 2-pointers. 17-11 now. Josh Hart pushing it the other way, gets caught in the paint, and throws a terrible pass. Another turnover for Josh Hart. Can we pull him out of the game for Deuce net? They swing it out, Payne Pritchard to the left wing three. Can't get that one to go. Battle for the rebound. Walsh tries to knock it out. Josh Hart does a great job hustling over and also gets a fingertip on it. Brunson bringing it down the other way. He has it up top, pulls it out, being guarded by Shireman. Coming to his left off the town screen. Brunson, pass fake, down the lane, leans in, floater off glass. Got it to go against Nimi Keita, who was a little concerned, hesitated a bit with Karl Anthony Towns rolling to the basket a little bit. And then Brunson saw the hesitation, immediately flipped up a floater over him and got it to go down. Here comes Pritchard bringing it down. We got Bridges, McBride, and Hart at the scores table. And Towns looking for a foul in Nimi Keita as he tries to jump the passing lane. No foul called. Pritchard has it up top. Coming to his right up the Keita screen. Driving it down against Towns. Blows past him in the paint. Scoop blade with the right hand. Got it to go. And Towns still looking at the officials like, man, he just hooked me. Where are these foul calls? Karl Anthony Towns is confused and frustrated with the lack of calls. He walks into a straightaway three. He misses that one. Keita's kind of giving him these looks a little bit, and Karl Anthony Towns is not making him pay as he's now 0 for 3 from three-point range. The Celtics are 1 for 9 from three. The Knicks are 1 for 7. A pretty putrid shooting game here tonight from both sides. Pritchard gets into the paint, tries to shovel it over to Keita. Can't get it. Ball knocked loose. And the Knicks still looking for a foul on Keita as he dove and knocked the ball away from Josh Hart. Still no foul called on Nimi Keita. Feels like he's getting away with murder out there right now. Derek White has it up top. Jab step coming to his left. Driving it down. Mid-range. Pull-up jumper looking for the foul. Doesn't get it. Towns the rebound over to Josh Hart. Knicks pushing the other way. Josh Hart has it on the left wing. Josh Hart putting his head down, attacking all the way to the basket. Gets hacked out of the air. He goes down hard. Takes a hard fall. And that's what it's going to take to get a foul call in this game here tonight. The officials are just letting them hack and whack away here tonight. My goodness. Mark said they are completely swallowing their whistle. It is. This is how players get injured, man. This is how players get injured. Mark said no injuries, please? Yeah. I mean, this is how it happens. This is how it happens. The officials right now don't have a ton of control over the physicality of this game right now, and that is always a bad sign for both teams. Arthur, what's up, Arthur? Heard that a pic of a reindeer was on Towns' locker tonight. I don't even know what that means, big dog. Josh Hart misses the free throw well short. Mark said if that's the way it's going to be, sit our guys. Who cares about the outcome? Yeah, the outcome isn't really that important, right? Outcome isn't really that important. The Celtics have pretty much locked up the 2 seed. The Knicks still battling to stay in that 3 seed, so. 19-13 here. 3:16 to go. Arthur, oh, a buck? I get it. Christian said, put Clarkson in and Hart out. We got Shamet, Bridges, Robinson, Hart, and Brunson in the game right now, as Josh Hart does at least knock down the second free throw. All right, we'll take it. Here comes Payne Pritchard bringing it down the other way. A little over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Shamet. They get over to Tatum, who's also subbed back in. We got McBride at the scorer's table. Tatum coming to his left off the Vucevic screen. Robinson switches out to Tatum. Tatum pulls it all the way back out. Dancing with it. Tatum. Step back three over Mitchell Robinson. High arcing three. Comes up well short. Can't get it. Rebound careens out to Baylor Shireman. Knicks doing a terrible job of rebounding here tonight. They get it out to Payne Pritchard. Pritchard attacking Shaman off the bounce. Behind the back. Step back. Dancing with it. Coming to his right. Stops. Turns. Spins to his left. Fall away over Shaman. Well contested. Didn't matter. Payne Pritchard, a go-to bucket here tonight. Getting it out of the mid-range, and now Payne Pritchard talking to the official. He wants a foul call. The officials better get this under control, man. They better get this under control. Neither side is happy with the level of physicality right now. Way too overly physical. Hand-checking, pushing, shoving, especially on the defensive side of the ball for both teams, because the officials are just allowing this level of physicality right now. And like I said, this is not good for either team. This is how players get hurt. There's a difference between allowing physicality and just completely swallowing your whistle. These teams, both of these teams are kung fu fighting out there on the offensive end whenever they put the ball on the floor and go to the basket. Mark said, give me GTA and Kolek soon. Christian said, put Clarkson in and Hart out. We'll probably see Deuce McBride come in for Josh Hart, not Jordan Clarkson. Bruce Fowler said, NBA HQ is located just a few blocks from the Garden. Our games are always officiated like a show on Broadway. Joe said, that's good, though. I'd rather more physical than a ton of foul calls. But also, I get your point, Chef. We don't want no injuries. Yeah. Like I said, there's a difference between, like, a good physical game. But when there's a foul, you have to call the foul. Multiple times, Karl Anthony Towns have gotten whacked with no foul calls. Multiple times, Derek White and Payne Pritchard have gotten whacked, putting the ball on the floor trying to attack, and no fouls have been called. It's not great for either side. This is how players happen. Gigi said, nah, Chef, Knicks are getting out-rebounded. That's the issue I see. Yeah, I already said that. They are getting killed on the glass so far here to start. And it's not good. And it's part of the reason why they're down 7 right now. Lewis said, Boston by 20 tonight? They already got the 7-point lead, killing the Knicks on the glass right now. Andrew Brooks said, as I said, this will be a dogfight. Every quarter will be ecstatic. Knicks should do better with less turnovers. If they can clean up the turnovers, Josh Hart, we're looking at you, brother. Yeah. Eric Grover said Celtics dominating, playing very well. Knicks falling behind here. Mark said Cat refusing to drive the ball, settling for threes he can't hit. I mean, he can hit them. Even at his lower percentage this season, he can still hit them. He's shooting 36, 37% from three-point range, which obviously is well below his career average, but it's still a pretty good percentage. He's got Nimi Cade on him right now. And the 2 times he did drive, he got absolutely mauled on his way to the basket, and no fouls were called. So, Man said, are you biased? I am a little biased. I am a Knicks fan. So, yes. Mark said, Cat refusing to drive the ball. I read that one already, my bad. Bruce said, a game like this is exactly why Brown is resting tonight. A little bit. Lewis said, Chef, real JB not playing tonight, and y'all still don't win. We'll see, brother. We are in the first quarter. J3, what's up, Jay? Sons Jen said, I see it and it's weird and gross when he gets mauled like that. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. No other player would drive to the basket like that and get hacked to the degree that Karl Anthony Towns does and not get a foul call. He never gets fouls on those drives. Anyway, we're back in. All right. He's just going to have to adjust the physicality. Brunson coming to his left. Kicks it over to Robinson. Robinson up top. Hands it off to Bridges. McBride is in for Josh Hart. Bridges over to Shamet. Left corner 3. He's got space. And Landry. Shamet knocks one down. Thank you, Landry. Here comes Pritchard. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum will walk it down. He's being guarded by Bridges. They get it out to Pritchard. Pritchard up top. Dancing around a Vucevic screen. Crosses over to his left. Pulls it out. Pritchard picks up his handle. Pritchard kicks it out to Tatum. Tatum catches. Pump fake. Ran off the line. Mid-range pull-up jumper off the one dribble. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Robinson knocks it out of bounds. It's going to stay here with the Celtics. Knicks still getting killed on the glass. Somebody go in there and box somebody out and grab a rebound, man. My goodness. Rafael Torres, what's up, Raf? Fungpe, what's up, Fungpe? AP said, if we do not win this game tonight, especially if they are shorthanded, my team's a bunch of bums and they don't win this game. Jayson Tatum, looking for an outlet, kicks it inside to Shireman. Shireman gets it out to Pritchard. Pritchard up top. Under 2 to go. Pritchard driving to his right against McBride. Pull back, foul line jumper comes up short. Rebound to Mitchell Robinson. Here comes Brunson. 21-17. It's a 4-point game. We're under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Brunson dancing with it against Jordan Walsh, dancing around a Robinson screen, crossing back over to his left, driving it down in the paint. Pump fake, spins, pump fakes again. Good defense from Jordan Walsh. Knocked out of his hands. He picks it back up, leaves it off for McBride on the left wing. McBride attacking, step back, pump fake, leans in, draws the foul, and Payne Pritchard. He's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. And Pritchard, upset, immediately turns to the officials, who I think is bench, and is like, is that challengeable? Are we challenging? But Payne Pritchard did lean into Deuce McBride. As McBride rose up to shoot. Body contact on the jump shot, so they are going to call those. Life, quiet journey. What's up, Life? Boston Celtics, they're hooping right now. McBride, did he miss that first free throw? As I don't have the scoreboard up. He missed the first free throw. Can we knock down our free throws, please? Josh Hart missed one. Now McBride hits one. Misses one. Got one more coming. Deuce McBride does at least knock down the second one. We'll take it. The 3-point game, 1:40 to go. Pritchard walking it down, being guarded by McBride. They get over to Tatum. Tatum up top being guarded by Anunoby, who subbed back in. Coming to his left, sees the double team. Tried to get it inside the Vooch. A terrible lob pass. McBride saw it coming, picks it off McBride. Throws a terrible lob attempt to OG Anunoby. Robinson can't get the tip up and in, and Jordan Walsh picks up the loose ball. A terrible lob attempt from Deuce McBride. What are these decisions by our players? Shireman, a right corner 3, got it to go down, and that's what happens. It's a 2-on-1 fast break, and Deuce McBride runs a terrible fast break. Terrible pass from Deuce. Here comes Brunson bringing it down the other way. Coming to his left off a Robinson screen, a pull-up straightaway 3 from Brunson, and the captain lines it up from 3. We get those 3 points right back. It's back to a 3-point game. We're under a minute to go. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by McBride. They hand it off to Pritchard off the Vooch handoff, driving it down, swinging it back to his left hand, spins to his right in the paint, puts it above glass, got it to go. Beautiful move from Payne Pritchard against Deuce McBride there. Here comes Brunson bringing it down the other way. Brunson coming to his left off a Robinson screen, being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Brunson calling for another screen from Robinson. Brunson coming to his right. Well screened. Brunson leans in, draws the foul on Jordan Walsh, and Brunson will go to the foul line for 2. Captain Mast, what's up, Captain? Eric Lyerly, what's up, Eric? Chaos Kid, what's up, Chaos Kid? Isaiah Garner said, Chevy said Deuce, not a good lob passer. Not at all. Not at all. Why he decided to throw that lob in the paint like that when it was being well defended, and Anunoby did a good job trying to throw it down. It's a terrible lob pass from McBride. Terrible lob pass. Just give it to Anunoby early and allow him to bowl his way to the basket. Brunson at the foul line for 2. Please knock down your free throws, JB. My goodness. Josh Hart missed one. McBride missed one. Brunson does knock down the first free throws. He's got one more coming. Chaos Kid said, how are those Celtics trolls today? We got some Celtics fans in the chat. Shout out all the Celtics fans in the chat. Gigi said, 3-on-1 can't score is the type of game we're having today. It was a 2-on-1. Robinson was the trailer. I guess they could have shoved it back to Robinson as the trailer, but yeah. Brunson does knock down both free throws. Thank you, Captain, for knocking down the 2 free throws. Back to a 3-point game, 26-23, 30 seconds to go. In this first quarter, Pritchard will walk it down. Knicks should have the final shot of the quarter here. Tatum has it up top. Being guarded by Anunoby, coming to his left off a double screen. Sees a double team, kicks it out to Shireman. Shireman attacking to his right, spinning to his left in the paint. Sees a double team, kicks it out to Vooch. Vooch back up top to Tatum. Shot clock down to 5. Tatum, jab step, coming to his left, crossing over to his right, down the lane in the paint, kicks it out. Pritchard, wide open 3 as the shot clock buzzer expires, and he knocks it down. Payne Pritchard, 11 first quarter points. Torching the Knicks here tonight. Brunson bringing it down the other way. Shot clock winding down. Brunson driving it in. Step back. Right wing 3 for the captain. Got it to go. Jaylen Brunson. And he gets those 3 points right back. It's been Brunson versus Pritchard here tonight. McBride blocks the 3-quarters court heat from Payne Pritchard. Good defense from McBride because we know Pritchard can knock those down. 29-26. A flurry at the end of the first quarter here from both sides. They're just going back and forth here. Celtics with the minor lead. My goodness. Johnson, what's up, Johnson? Joe said, yes, sir. JB to GOAT. The real JB is in the house tonight, doing his thing. 10 points for Jaylen Brunson and no assists. Ball wasn't really in his hands too often for him to pick up any real assists, but also both teams really struggling from the perimeter, so you're not going to see a ton of assists go around. A lot of isolation buckets, namely Payne Pritchard, namely Jaylen Brunson here tonight. Brunson up to 10 points, Pritchard up to 11. Pritchard 5 for 7 from the field, including a 3 at the end of the quarter there. Suns gen respectfully and hilariously. I'm happy to see the Knicks fans again, and last few non-Knicks games were insane in here. A little insane. A little insane. Chinese, what's up, Chinese? Scoot over, I can't see the Knicks stats. My bad, brother. 10 points for Brunson, 7 for Bridges, 4 for Anunoby. Robinson, yeah, the score. He does have 2 rebounds, only 1 point for Deuce McBride from free throws. Fungpei said, don't worry. Shinguners always got your back. Crazy fan base name, brother. Queen said, Towns, start rebounding, please. Robinson, Towns, can we see the double big lineup at some point here tonight? I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate it. Isaiah Gardner said, yeah, Knicks need to do better on rebounding the ball. Way better. We will save the team stats. Actually, we'll just look up the rebounding stats. But we'll save the team stats for the most part until we get to halftime, as we tend to do, so we can go through our halftime rundowns. But I'll pull it up right here just because I do want to tee the rebounding stats for both sides. 13-9, it's not as bad as it seems. 4 offensive rebounds to 1 offensive rebound. So the Knicks are getting offensive out-rebounded by 3, which doesn't seem like that big of a number, but it is a pretty big number, especially in the first quarter. Greg Williams said, one thing about Giannis, he gets his foul call. He does indeed get the superstar calls. East Bay Verge with the East Bay. Just saw the views clicker roll over to 500. Nice. Appreciate you, East Bay Verge. Shout out everybody in the chat here tonight. Jay said, I guess if we finish tied with the Cavs, we have the 3 seed. Yes. If the Knicks finish tied with the Cavs, they have the tiebreaker against the Cavs and against the Celtics this season. Simon Ja, what's up, Simon? Three-point shooting, want to check out real quick, too. The Knicks are 4 for 10, and the Celtics are 3 for 12. Not very good three-point shooting from either side. Knicks slightly better. Rest of the slate. Let's do this. Rest of the slate. Heat Raptors, like I said, pretty big games for the Raptors trying to hold on to that 6th seed. We can look at the standings real quick. So the Miami Heat are for sure in the play-in. There's no possible way they can get out of it. So this game doesn't really matter that much to them. It matters to the Toronto Raptors who are trying to stay out of that play-in situation over Orlando, over Philly, over Charlotte, Toronto. Chase, nice 100. Appreciate you, Chase. Appreciate you. Thank you, Chase. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Toronto trying to hold on to that 6th seed. They beat Miami tonight. They could be tied with Atlanta. They would be tied for Atlanta. Here we go. We're back in, start of the second quarter. McBride opens it up with a 3, but he misses it. Jayson Tatum with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Here we go. Let's get back into it. They get over to Shireman. Shireman gets it over to Tatum. Inside pass to Pritchard. Pritchard in the paint. Gets crowded by a couple of Knicks. Over to Vooch. In the corner. Hauser, open 3. Great ball movement. But Hauser can knock down the open left corner 3. Rebound by Jordan Clarkson, bringing it down the other way. Clarkson up top. Coming to his right. Off the Robinson screen. Driving it down against Shireman in the lane. Throws the lob up top, and Robinson throws it down over to Kola Vucevic. Look at Big Mitch skying up there for the one-handed put down. The 1-point game, 29-28. What a pass from Jordan Clarkson. Pritchard gets it over to Tatum. Tatum being guarded by Anunoby. Gets it over to Nikola Vucevic being guarded by Robinson. Puts him in the post. Looking for a handoff. Kicks it out to Tatum. Tatum coming to his left off the screen. Robinson switches on to him. Tatum driving it down. Ball knocked out of his hands. Shamet can't save it from going out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Celtics, but 3.3 on the clock. Eamon Owis, what's up, Eamon? They get it in to nobody. They get it in to Vooch. Vooch leans in, fall away mid-range shot, hits the top of the backboard. It's a shot clock violation that definitely went out of bounds. Why did they allow that play to continue to go? It was definitely out of bounds. Either way, ball is going to go back to the Knicks. Here comes Landry Shamet bringing it down. Shamet gets it over to McBride. McBride up top. Gets it over to Anunoby. Anunoby swings through to his right, driving it down, throws a lob up top to Robinson, and he gets fouled by Vucevic, who gets into the way of Robinson looking to take off, and they call the foul. They call the foul. Say it was purposeful by Vucevic to back into Mitchell Robinson there. And there's a foul. Ball will stay here with the New York Knicks. Knicks are now looking pretty aggressively to lob it up to Big Mitch. They get it into Robinson. Robinson up top. Shot clock reset to 14. Hands it off to Clarkson. Curling to his right. He's got space. Down the lane. Leans in. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Left corner three. No hesitation. OG Anunoby. Line me up. OG, baby. Line me up, OG, as the Knicks take a 2-point lead. 31-29. 10:30 to go here tonight. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Tatum coming to his left. Off the Vucevic screen. Pulls it back out. Being guarded by Robinson. Puts up the straightaway three over him. Comes up short. Long rebound. McBride able to snag it. Robinson was right there looking to help on the rebounding too. They get over to Anunoby, bringing it down. Putting his head down. Attacking. Blowing past Tatum. Kicks out to Shamit. Shamit driving it down. Kicks it back over to Anunoby, being guarded by Hauser. Anunoby driving to his left, being very aggressive, leans in, lobs it inside the Robinson in the paint. Layup, got it to go for Big Mitch. Where's my foul too? Vucevic hanging all over him, and the Knicks starting to dominate the paint right now. And now here come the Celtics and Pritchard bringing it down the other way. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Deuce McBride. Pritchard coming to his left off the Vucevic screen, snaking it back to his right hand, driving it down, pulls it back out. Seamus steps out the guard, and they swing it out to Tatum. Jab step coming to his left, puts Anunoby in the post. Pump fake, leans in, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for two. Good move from Jayson Tatum, hitting him with the pump fake, getting his way to the foul line here. Nice driving kick from Jordan Clarkson on the previous play that led to the Anunoby three. You love to see it. Isaiah Gardner said they should have never traded for Vooch. They wanted an option for a stretch big that wasn't Luka Garza come playoff time. I've never been a big fan of Vucevic myself, especially now in his older years, in the seasons he spent with the Chicago Bulls, but we'll see what he does come playoff time. Jayson Tatum already with 7 rebounds tonight, by the way. He knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. He's on his way to a huge rebounding night. Tatum goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. 33-31, a back-and-forth affair here tonight. To be expected. Robinson has it up top. Hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson curling to his right. Down the lane. Leans in. Throws up the floater. Can't get it to go down. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Shireman ends up with it. Why does this keep changing? Here comes Jayson Tatum bringing it down. Being guarded by Anunoby. Coming to his left. Driving it down. Tries the Euro down the lane. Robinson ties him up. And it's a jump ball. Mitchell Robinson wrecking havoc out there here tonight. Whenever we bring Karl-Anthony Towns back in, it better be for somebody not named Mitchell Robinson. Give me the double big lineup tonight. Jayson, what's up, Jayson? Mitch involved in the offense feels good. Feels great. Absolutely agree, Jayson. Absolutely agree. Mark said, call me crazy, but I like this squad on the floor. Much different look. Yeah, one of the beauties about this team in comparison to last year's team is they have the opportunity to go to different looks. And they have the coach to actually experiment with those different looks. Robinson versus Tatum here. Tatum looks a little annoyed. They lob it up. Robinson wins the tip. Loose ball. Knicks able to pull it out. Here comes McBride bringing it down. McBride up top, coming to his left, off the Robinson screen, driving it down, step back, steps through, kicks it out. Anunoby, right wing three over Tatum. Tatum got a piece of it. And a loose ball foul, Mitchell Robinson, as the ball was hung in the air. Vucevic able to grab it, foul on Mitch. Terrible shot from OG Anunoby. Great defense from Jayson Tatum. OG Anunoby, a little bit of a heat check shot there, right in the face of Jayson Tatum. He gets the block. Here come the Celtics bringing it down. Pritchard has it up top. Pritchard being guarded by McBride, coming to his right, pulls it out, kicks it over to Vucevic. Vucevic up top, tries to hand it off to Hauser. Robinson and Shaman break it up. Robinson diving for it, saves it over to McBride, inside pass to Clarkson, layup, got it to go. What a defensive to offensive possession there. And Robinson hyping his team up. Yes, sir. Mitch is locked in. He's in playoff mode. We saw what he did in the Atlanta game. He's doing it here tonight. He is in playoff mode, baby. We love it. We love it. I tried to tell y'all about Mitchell Robinson years ago. I tried to tell everybody, why are we sleeping on Big Mitch? I'm happy majority of y'all have come around to Big Mitch. Yes, sir. Mark said, I love Angry Mitch. Here's the thing about this lineup right now for the New York Knicks. No Jalen Brunson, no Karl-Anthony Towns. And OG Anunoby's leading the second unit and finding a way to do so again. He had that little heat check shot against Jayson Tatum, and Tatum got the block. But outside of that, they're finding ways to score. Shamet 3, Clarkson 2, Robinson with 4, Anunoby with 7. They're finding ways to score with no Brunson, no Towns. Really interesting decision from Mike Brown here. I don't really like it. I don't really like extended minutes with no Brunson or Towns, but it also helps prioritize. I think what Mike Brown is doing is prioritizing minutes with Brunson and Towns out there together, I guess, and seeing if we can survive minutes of this defensive lineup out there. Anunoby, Robinson, Shaman, McBride, four pretty dang good defenders. Robinson and Anunoby, elite defenders. McBride and Shaman, really good defenders. And then you have Jordan Clarkson out there who's been hustling his butt on the defensive end since being reinserted into the starting lineup. So he still also fits into this group, but he's also one of the few guys on this team that could actually put the ball in his hands and can go get you a bucket. So it makes sense to have him out there with his unit, just a release valve of a guy who can go get you a point if you need it. Really interesting lineup configuration here for the New York Knicks. Again, I'm not sure I love this rotation, but it is interesting, and it is working out for them right now. Duda Daily said, told y'all who's going to win this game, and I'm always right. Shout out Duda Daily. Mark said, is this even the second unit? Like, it's more like unit 2.5 or 3. I mean, the only starter out there is OG Anunoby. It's OG Anunoby and four bench guys. This is, by the way, the 9-man rotation. The 4 bench guys you see are the 9 guys who will be playing come playoff time. They are the part of the playoff lineup. Mike Jones, what's up, Mike Jones? Is there a reason why Carl ain't playing right now, or did he get hurt? He's not playing. The reason he's not playing right now is because he's out for his usual rest, brother. Usually he starts the second quarter, but Mike Brown has been adjusting and playing around with some of his rotations so that the second and fourth quarters usually end up starting without Brunson and without Towns. And I think he's doing so to prioritize minutes with Brunson and Towns on the court together rather than staggering them. So you have 2 options whenever you have 2 stars like this, right? The 2 options in terms of your rotations is that you continuously stagger your stars, so you have 1 star player on the court at all times, and that's for the most part, what's up, Hoobien? That's for the most part how teams with 2-star configurations tend to play it, tend to utilize their rotations, where Brunson will remain in the game, and when Brunson subs out, Towns will come back in. When it's time for Towns to come back out, Brunson will come back in. And then that usually happens for a majority of the game outside of the first and third quarters, where both of those guys end up starting, and the end of the fourth quarter, where both of those guys are on the court to end the game, usually, right? Or you can do something like this, where you can trust your bench unit to be out there and then prioritize as many minutes as possible, having your 2 stars out there together to work in tandem. Those are the options you have. Now, the Knicks utilized the staggering configuration for majority of the season, but right now Mike Brown experimenting with having both of them on the court at the same time and then trusting the bench guys. Beautiful ball movement from the Boston Celtics. Pritchard ends up with a wide open layup under the rim, as the Knicks had to close out to some shooters. Just bad communication, though, from the Knicks. Great ball movement from the Celtics. Shaman has it up top, coming to his right off a Robinson screen. He's got a little space, driving it down, stops, kicks it out to Clarkson. Clarkson coming to his left, off the screen, in the paint, throws up the floater, comes up short, and ball knocked out. Shaman able to pick up the loose ball, though. Shaman pulls it out. Coming to his left off of McBride's screen, gets it over to McBride. McBride swings through to his right, pulls it back. Right wing 3 for Deuce McBride. Line me up, Deuce McBride. You love to see when Deuce lines it up from 3. Back to a 5-point game for the Knicks. 38-33. Knicks now knocking down their 3-point shots. Celtics still mostly ice cold, 3 for 14 from 3-point range. Pritchard driving it down in the paint, easy scoop layup with the right hand. Pritchard continues to dominate the Knicks here tonight. He's been utterly fantastic inside the 3-point line. McBride bringing it down, calling out a set. Coming to his left off a Robinson screen. Swings it out to Shaman. Swings through to his left. Hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson driving it down, and they call a moving screen on Landry Shaman. Doing too much. Landry doing too much there. Ahmed, what's up, Ahmed? Hector Ramos said, I don't know why the New Yorkers are worried the Knicks will win. I mean, anybody could win on any given night, brother. MBM, what's up, MBM? Appreciate you, brother. Bruce Fallon said, quoting myself, our bench is going to catch fire in the playoffs. Shamit, Deuce, JC, GTA, someone is going to catch fire, maybe more than one. Watch. Yeah, I mean, in order to win a championship, you usually got to have your bench guys give out great performances come playoff time. They swing it out. Derek White, wide open right wing 3. Derek White can't get that one to go down. Great box out by Mitchell Robinson on Nimi Keita there to snag the rebound. McBride bringing it down. Has it on the left wing. McBride coming to his right up for Robinson screen. Swings it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart back reinserted into the game. Puts up the three. Can't get it to go. Robinson the offensive rebound and gets fouled by Nikita. Robinson shrugging a little bit too after the foul call. Man, he putting the work in right now. Mitchell Robinson starting to dominate and put his fingerprint on this game right now. Even with Joe Mazzulla reinserting Nikita, Robinson's still able to find his way to these rebounds right now. Jay said, why can't we stop Pritchard? The Knicks are playing him very close, and Pritchard is just on one right now. He's feeling this game out right now. They hand it off to Shamet. Shamet off the handoff, puts up the three. Toilet bowls out as it was halfway down, but it does eventually pop back out. Under 7 minutes to go. Tatum down the lane against Robinson, loses the handle on the ball, and gets fouled by Mitchell Robinson. Tatum going to the foul line for 2 free throws. So we are under 7 minutes to go. Foul on Mitchell Robinson. That is his second foul here tonight. John said, nice shirt. Appreciate you, brother. Lewis said Boston Boston up 15 by half. We'll see, brother. We'll see. Got some ways to go before we get to halftime. Tatum knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Where's Karl Anthony Towns? Where's Jalen Brunson? We're going to go almost the entirety of this first half of the second quarter with no Tatum, with no Towns and no Brunson? Are we finally going to get him back in the game? Karl Anthony Towns does indeed sub back in. There you go. Mitchell Robinson comes out of the game, huffing and puffing. Great minutes for Big Mitch. Great minutes. Mark said, lottery reform proposal? Not really the time to talk about it, but it's a terrible idea, I'll tell you that. From what I saw, terrible idea. Tatum knocks down both free throws. Here we go, 6:50 to go in the second quarter. Shamet bringing it down, directing some traffic. We do have Karl Anthony Towns back in the game, along with Josh Hart, Shamet, Clarkson, and McBride. They get over to Clarkson. Clarkson tries to kick back out to Shamet. They do. Pull the pass inside to Josh Hart. Josh Hart kicks it out. McBride wide open. Right corner three. Line me up. Comes up short. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Vucevic able to dig it out against Towns. And here comes Tatum. Tatum bringing it down. Up top. Being guarded by Josh Hart. Dancing with it. Pump fakes. Over to Vooch. Vooch. Up top, swings it out to Pritchard. Pritchard has been killing the Knicks tonight, crossing over on McBride. He's got space, attacking Towns in the lane, puts up the jumper over him, comes up well short, rebound to Towns, quick outlet to Jordan Clarkson. Clarkson bringing it down against Hauser. Clarkson driving to his left, putting his head down, pulling it back out. Nice dribbling from Jordan Clarkson. Now he's going to look to attack in the paint. Euro steps in the paint, pump fakes, got nowhere to go, spins, ball knocked out of his hands. He goes out and recovers it. Shot clock winding down, kicks it out to Josh Hart. Shot clock down to 7. Josh Hart wide open. Straightaway 3. They give him space, and he comes up well short on the 3. Rebound to Tatum. Josh Hart has been a little destructive tonight for his New York Knicks team. Tatum up top, in and out dribble, spinning to his left, driving it down, has a lane, kicks it out. Derek White wide open, right corner 3. Can't get it to go down. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Josh Hart can't get to it. Pritchard beats him to it. They kick it up top to Vooch. They swing it out to Hauser. Hauser another open 3, and he finally knocks one down. And the Knicks, with Josh Hart out there, absolutely getting killed on the glass. I think Josh Hart's been terrible tonight. I think Josh Hart has been absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous for Big Josh. He's not getting to any loose balls. The defense is not good enough from Josh tonight. He's not knocking down any shots. He is 0 for 3 from the field, 0 rebounds. You want to see if Josh Hart's having a good game or not? Check this singular stat right here on Josh Hart. Get him out of the game, man. He does not look locked in right now. Get him out. Karl Anthony Towns also an 0 for so far. Through the first half, as we have 5:30 to go here in the second quarter. 0 for 4 from the field, 3 of them being three-point shots. 5 rebounds, though. At least he's helping out on the glass. Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride doing their thing. They're fine. Off the bench, they're playing well. Doing, pretty much what I expect from these guys. As far as the Celtics go, Tatum up to 10, only 2 for 8 from the field. He does have 9 rebounds. Again, killing the Knicks on the glass here tonight. Isaiah Garner said, get Diawara in. Yeah, I would unironically go with Mo Diawara right now in this configuration. Unironically go with Mo Diawara right now. This is the reason why you have the bench. If Josh Hart is not going to bring it tonight and he does not have the energy right now, pull him out of the game. Trust your bench guys. Sam Hauser, 1 for 5 from the field. Finally made a shot there. I mean, if you give him enough open looks, he'll eventually knock one down. Mark said, yup, pull Josh and put Mo. Yeah. Tyreek Smith, what's up, Tyreek? Get Josh out and put in Jose. Literally anybody but Josh Hart right now. Literally anybody but Big Josh. Jayson said, Cad's going to have to eventually adjust. He's been getting played super physical all year. Playoffs coming up. Yep. Part of the adjustment sometimes is just knocking down shots. Sometimes too. Karl Anthony Towns has, struggled with physicality this year. I don't want to say struggled, but it's definitely bothered him. And here tonight, he's taking threes. He's 0 for 3 from three-point range. He's only taken one shot inside the arc. They're not really featuring him as much as I'd like them to feature him right now, especially in this configuration of this unit. Jalen Brunson, he'll probably come back into the game after this timeout. Celtics up by 2, 40-38 with 5:30 to go. Gigi said 9 points off of 3 offensive rebounds for the Celtics. Hart has no business being in the game right now. I mean, if he's not rebounding, like that last possession there, the ball is loose. And Josh Hart is the king of 50-50 possessions. Josh Hart gets to the loose ball. That is what he does. That is his biggest value to an NBA team. And him not getting to that 50-50 ball there where Pritchard just sneaks from behind them and snatches the loose ball out of the air, Josh Hart barely going for it. Like, okay, man, you're not knocking down shots. You got 1 point so far, and you got 0 rebounds. And you just came into the game off the bench, so you can't tell me you're tired and exhausted. The Knicks just came off of 2 days of rest, so you can't tell me you're tired. You're just not locked in right now. I need you to lock in or I need you to go sit on the bench. One of those two things has to happen, big dog, because you're better than that. You're better than that last shot right there. And the reason why the Celtics go up by 2 right now is almost entirely off the back of Josh Hart not getting to that loose ball, which he had positioning to. It's not like he didn't have position to get there. Payne Pritchard just out-hustled him to the ball. Damon Smith, what's up, Damon? Brooklyn Bridges was scoring. He was indeed. Doing too much. Said, get Josh up out of there. He is sticking it up the joint. He is indeed sticking up the joint. Raymond said, more movement from the guys. I mean, they're moving well enough. The ball's moving. Players are moving. The Celtics, you always got to also look at the defense. Celtics are playing excellent defense so far here tonight. The Knicks are just not taking advantage of the opportunities in which they get them. Knicks with their starting 5 out there, except McBride is in there for OG Anunoby. Brunson has it up top, being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Spins to his left off the Towns screen. Pocket pass to Towns. Towns at the foul line, being guarded by Vucevic. One-legged fall-away jumper, and Karl-Anthony Towns gets his first basket of the night. And we're tied at 40. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by McBride. Get over to Vooch. Vooch out by the half-court line. Get over to Tatum. Tatum being guarded by Josh Hart. Lock in, Josh. Lock in. Tatum. Swings through twos right off the Vooch screen. Driving it down in the paint against Towns. Leans in. Floater. Comes up short. Rebound. Jordan Walsh has it, trying to rip it away from Towns, and it's a jump ball between Jordan Walsh and Karl-Anthony Towns. And the Celtics wanted a foul there on Towns, but instead they give him the jump ball. But the Knicks still getting killed on the glass. Crandon, what's up, Crandon? We got us a good game. We do indeed. We do indeed. Tyreek Smith said, if you don't get it together, Josh, you'll be the water boy for the rest of the night. Karl-Anthony Towns does win the tip. Josh Hart has it on the left wing. Up top to Towns. Towns driving it down. Towns putting his head down. Attacking against Walsh. Leans in. Floater comes up short. Towns trying to do too much there. He had Brunson open on the kick out, but instead trying to get himself a basket to kick it out to Hauser in transition. Over to Tatum up top. Tatum lobs it down low. Vucevic catches, turns, flips it up with the right hand. Got it to go down because Karl-Anthony Towns fell down on the other end. And that's what happens when you try to force it. 42-40. Brunson has it up top. Gets it over to Karl-Anthony Towns on the right wing. Leaves it off for Brunson. Cutting to the rim. Throws up the floater. Got it to go down for Brunson. More two-man game action between Brunson and Towns now. You love to see it. And Derek White will bring it down against McBride. White has it up top, coming to his left off the Vooch screen, driving it down, leaves it off. Vucevic, pick and pop straight away over McBride. Comes up short on it. Rebound to Towns. Quick outlet to Josh Hart. Josh Hart bringing it down. Hart leaves it off for Towns as the trailer. He's going to drive it down against Vooch. Leans in, kicks it in the corner to McBride, catches, pump fake, spins, kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart hesitates from 3, steps back for the 3 now on the left wing, and Josh Hart finally lines one up. There you go, big Josh. And they call it a long 2. All right, Josh. He had to take that rhythm dribble. But at least he knocked down the shot. We'll take it. You got to get those toes behind the line, big dog. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by Brunson. Derek White coming to his right off of Vucevic screen, driving it down. Leans in against Towns, and he draws the foul against Karl-Anthony Towns. And Derek White will go to the foul line for 2 free throws with 3:30 to go. Towns upset with the foul call, but it's a blocking foul, brother. Keith, what's up, Keith? Josh is thinking too hard and afraid of making mistakes because of negative media. It's got nothing to do with that. He's just got to play better. There literally is no mistake other than go get me the ball. That is literally his role on this team. Go get that loose ball. And he did not do that in that previous possession. I'm not asking the world of Josh Hart. I'm literally asking him to do the thing that makes him special. Literally the one thing that makes him special is get those 50-50 balls and rebound tonight. The Knicks are getting killed on the glass, in part because Josh Hart is not showing up tonight in that regard. I'm not asking him to hit 5 threes tonight. I'm asking him to grab a rebound or 2. OG Anunoby subbing in for Deuce McBride. Angela Harding. What's up, Angela? Mike Jones said Towns should score every point right now, I mean, the Knicks should score every point right now. I don't care who it comes from. It could come from Towns. It could come from Hart, from Bridges, from Brunson, from OG Anunoby, who just subbed back in. It could come from anybody. 3:30 to go. Derek White knocked down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Ryan P. was up, Ryan. White does knock down both free throws. We're tied at 44. Ryan said, Gonzalez should have been a top 5 draft pick. That kid is great. Luca Garza, a.k.a. Luca Braza, like dude from The Godfather. Walsh was like powder play. KD's killing it. Is Brown out? Jaylen Brown is out. Brunson drives it down, gets the lefty leg to go over Kada. Derek White has it up top. Back and forth these two teams go, man. They get it inside the Tatum. Tatum being guarded by Brunson. Leans in. One-legged. Kicks it out. Hauser, left corner 3 over Josh Hart. Got it to go. Josh Hart helping out too far for Hauser. Hauser making him pay. Josh Hart. More mistakes tonight, brother. More mistakes. Tatum's already shooting a one-legged fall-away jumper over Brunson. Why leave Sam Hauser wide open out by the three-point line to contest the shot he's likely going to miss? And if he knocks it down, he knocks down a tough contested one-legged fall-away jumper. Brunson has it up top. He's looking to feed Towns in the post to get it to him. He's being guarded by Walsh, backing him down in the paint. Hop step, layup, got it to go. End the foul. Give it to me, brother. Finally. Now featuring the two-man game of Jaylen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. And we're hooping. We're hooping. Tyreek Smith said, when Towns plays aggressive, it makes it harder for any team they are playing. Yes. Yes. Now, there are caveats to his aggressiveness, of course. But yes, for the most part, when he can match the physicality of the defense, yep, goes a long way. Mark said, keep battling. You're not going to blow this Celtics team out unless they just go completely ice cold from 3, which is always possible because we know they love their three-point shots. But you're not going to blow the Celtics team out. Jaylen Brown is the only one missing. Outside of that, they're still a very deep team and more than capable, especially with Jayson Tatum making his return. Towns knocks down his and one free throw. It's a 2-point lead for the Knicks, 49-47, 2:30 to go in this second quarter. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Tatum gets it out to Pritchard. Pritchard spins, coming to his right, off the Kada screen. Josh Hart chasing, down the lane, stops, pulls it back out. Josh Hart hounding him. He pulls it all the way out to the half-court line. Good defense from Josh Hart. Pritchard looking to attack, step back, hesitates, stops, turns, spins to his right in the paint, leans in, flips it up. Excellent defense, can't get it to go down. Rebound, knocked away from Towns, over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart, head, Anunoby, wide open left wing 3 in transition. Got me to go for OG Anunoby. That's what I need from Josh Hart. Snagged the great defense, snagged the rebound, got out and running, found Anunoby on the fast break in transition there. Tatum crosses over Anunoby, down the lane, leans in, Euro step, layup, can't get it to go. Rebound, knocked out to Brunson. Brunson pushing it the other way. Excellent defense for the Knicks against Tatum on the drive. Brunson, pull up 3 for JB. Can't get it to go off the back of the rim. Hauser with a nice box out and rebound over Josh Hart. Here come the Celtics. Tried to build a lot of momentum there for Jaylen Brunson. A little bit of a heat check shot. Derek White driving it down on Hart. Leans in, floater. Can't get it to go down, but he draws the foul on Josh Hart. Derek White, excellent at drawing these fouls, man. Leaning in, kicking the legs out, flailing a little bit to get the notice of the refs, drawing the foul. Derek White's going to go to the foul line for 2. Mark said, good defense, Josh, and good shot, OG. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anunoby up to 10 points, Brunson up to 14. Towns, only the 5 points, but I think playing significantly better since coming into the game in the second quarter here. Damon Smith said, the Celtics will blow you out, so the Knicks got to step on the gas pedal. I mean, didn't you just say the Celtics would have a 15-point lead by halftime, brother? Moving the goalpost, big dog? Ryan said, are you for the Celtics or the Knicks? The shirt's saying Knicks. The shirt saying Knicks if I had to guess? Yes, I am a Knicks fan, Ryan. Appreciate you, brother. Roy said, good night, go Knicks. Appreciate you, Roy. John Lloyd, Respicio? What's up, John? Go Celtics. Now the Celtics fan in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Derek White knocks down both of his free throws. It is a 3-point game. 1:40 to go. Knicks bringing it down the other way. Brunson up top. Crosses over to his right on Derek White in the paint, tries to leave it off for Josh Hart, gets knocked out of the air, and Josh Hart sticks his hand out there and touches it. It would have been Nick Ball. Josh, let it go out of bounds. Who are you saving it to even if you do touch it? Not good decision-making from Josh Hart for the most part here tonight. I'm rooting for you, Josh, but come on, man. We got to make better decisions here. Derek White bringing it down. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum by the half-court line being guarded by Anunoby. Tatum coming to his left off the Kada screen. Puts up the straightaway 3 up the screen. Tatum can't get it to go. Rebound to Nimi Kada. And he can't get the putback, but he gets his own offensive rebound again, and he lays it up and in the second time. The Knicks still getting killed on the offensive glass. Nimi Kada relentless there. You got to run the double big lineup at some point here tonight, man. Some point I'd run the double big lineup. You got to get both bigs out there. Towns has it up top being guarded by Kada. Towns hands it off to Anunoby. He's got space on the right wing. A deeper than usual three for OG Anunoby there, and he misses it. Here comes Tatum bringing it down. It's a 1-point game. 40 seconds to go. Timer slightly ahead. Tatum up top, crossing over on Brunson off the switch, down the lane, throws a lob up top to Keita. Keita catches it, comes down, layup, can't get it to go, can't get a second tip, but he gets fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. Double big lineup, man. We didn't see it one time in the first half. Double big lineup. Double big lineup. Double big lineup. Double big lineup. Raymond said, this is the Knicks run, but we accept everyone. This is the Knicks run, yeah. Sir Malik, what's up, Sir Malik? New York Knicks play Alvarado. Alvarado, not really part of the rotation right now. Jay said, what is the foul discrepancy? We are 40 seconds away from halftime, so we'll talk about it at the halftime break. Keita knocks down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Bruce said, Josh's plus-minus has to be, well, not good. I don't know what the plus-minus is for Josh Hart, but I don't really care for the plus-minus stat. I don't really think it tells the tale of the game. Brunson bringing it down off the 2 made free throws from Keita. Brunson on the left wing, sees a double team, now pulls it back, driving to his right in the paint, fall-away jumper for Brunson, rattles it in, and he gets it to stay down for Jaylen Brunson. Brunson's been in his bag all night. Knicks back up by 1, and the final shot should go to the Celtics here. There's about a 3-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Derek White has it up top and guarded by Brunson. Derek White coming to his right off the Tatum screen. Pocket pass to Tatum, rolling to the rim. Kicks it out. Pritchard wide open right wing 3. Can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball. Knocked out of bounds by the Celtics. 4 seconds to go for the Knicks. More than enough time to rush it down the other end of the court and look for a shot. Charles Austin, what's up, Charles? What did I miss? A pretty back and forth affair so far here tonight. 54-53. Battle of the Titans here tonight. Dom Anthony, what's up, Dom Anthony? Can Cab box out anyone? Can anybody box out anyone? Can anybody do so? I'd get it in the Mikal Bridges. Get it in the Brunson. Brunson driving it down. He's got space. Pull up 3 for Jaylen Brunson at the buzzer. Can't get it to go off the back of the rim. Decent look. And that will end our first half right there. 54-53, a back and forth affair. Extremely well-fought, hard-fought game here tonight. I love every single second of it. A little overly physical for my liking for the most part here tonight. There are definitely fouls that are not being called. I like a physical game, but you also got to clean it up, officials. Come on, both sides have a ton of complaints they can levy to the officials here tonight. Captain Mass said, be back in the third. All right, here we go. Let's get to our halftime rundown. And as always, our halftime rundown is sponsored and brought to us by our guys over at Get Off My Lawn Records. Go ahead and check out GetOffMyLawnRecords.com to either check out their music, the Jazz Stories, or any of their artists' music. And if you yourself are an artist and would like to reach out, go ahead to GetOffMyLawnRecords.com and reach out to them. They can definitely help you out, or at the very least point you in the right direction. You can also sign up for their mailing list to get notified whenever they themselves, the Jazz Stories, or any of their represented artists drop new music. And also you can check out their YouTube channels just to check out the vibe that they got going down over there. Both Get Off My Lawn Records and the Jazz Stories have YouTube channels. You can check out them there, subscribe to their channel. They were also very generous enough to give us a discount code over at bandcamp.com. You could use promo code Sheffy on checkout to get 20% off site-wide. So I appreciate you guys. And thank you to Get Off My Lawn Records for sponsoring the halftime. Raymond said, it looks like a butcher's paradise. Muhammad, what's up, Muhammad? How am I today? I'm good, brother. How are you doing? Queen said, get Josh Hart out of the game. We're going to have a Josh Hart discussion, I guess. But Damon Smith said, that wasn't me. That was said. Oh, gotcha, brother. My bad. I contributed that to you. My bad, Damon. You got me twisted with someone else. That they need to give Diawara, Kolek, and Alvarado some playing time to. Those are too many guys to give playing time. There's only so many minutes to go around. You want to nail down a 9-man rotation, but with the way Josh Hart's playing tonight, I would not mind seeing a little bit of Mo Diawara contribution sprinkled in there tonight. Would not mind it. Chi said, dang, Bridges hasn't seen the ball after a good start. Not good. Mikal Bridges with the first 7 points of the game, and they made the first 3 shots of the game. Did not take another shot since. Let's go through the box score. Let's go immediately to the box score. Then we'll go around the league. We'll go to the box score. We'll check out the team stats. We'll go around the league. Patrick Thomas, what's up, Patrick? Where's Bridges? Is he playing? He scored the first 7 points of the game. It looked like it could have been a Mikal Bridges night, and then we haven't really seen him since. Yvette Posada, what's up, Yvette? Zermac said, wow, he's at it. Let us talk about how Cat is 2 for 7. He's got to go. Anthony Towns was far from the issue in the first half, brother, but we'll talk about it. K. Hayes said, Cat uses his size for rebounds, which is good, but he lets the second ones go too often. Yeah, we'll talk all about it here. Let's go through the box score. 10 for Anunoby. Brunson leading the way with 16, 6 for 10 from the field. Bridges with 7, Towns with 5, Hart with 3. Off the bench, you got Robinson with 4, McBride with 4. You got Shaman with 3, and Jordan Clarkson with 2. Let's start with Mikal Bridges, who started the game 3 for 3 from the field, knocking down a 3 as well, for 7 points. Scored the first 7 points of the game, let alone for the Knicks, of the game. It started 7-0, and all 3 baskets made by Mikal Bridges. It was a great start for him. We didn't see him after that. He kind of went invisible again. Shout out Susan, Mr. Invisible. Felt like he was breaking out of it, but then he reared his ugly head yet again. The Knicks, obviously, there's only one basketball out there. So if you're featuring Mikal Bridges, it just inherently means you're not featuring one of Brunson, Towns, or Anunoby. I get that. But at the same time, man, when a guy's got it going, maybe look to him a little bit more often, just a little bit, especially in the second quarter, right? So fine, he got off to a hot start in the first quarter, then he started to feature a couple of other guys. But when he came back in the second quarter, why not feature him a little bit more offensively, or at least look for him to get him a couple of shots there? It's tough. I know it's tough, but still, we got to have an opportunity to find space for Mikal Bridges in this offense. OG Anunoby, 3 for 7 from the field. He knocked down 2 threes, 10 points for him, 3 boards and an assist. Some solid defense from OG Anunoby. He's got the difficult task of guarding Jayson Tatum here tonight for the most part. Jason said, then he went Casper. Mikal Casper Bridges is a crazy nickname. Tyreek said, Sheffy put in, he'll be cooking them from 3. I'm not sure what we're saying there, brother. Oh, put Sheffy in. He'll be cooking them from 3. I mean, I was a little Steph Curry-esque back in my day. Patrick Thomas said, where is Bridges? Where is Bridges indeed? Bade Law, what's up, Bade? What's up, Law? Cat needs to be more aggressive offensively going into the second half. A little bit. I think for the most part, I like Karl-Anthony Towns' game. I thought there were times where he was overly aggressive, and instead of looking for the kick out, tried to look for his own offense on 1 or 2 possessions there. Nothing crazy. When you're a star, you're allowed to look for your offense every now and again, even a little bit selfishly. I get that. I'm not mad at that. But Zermac said, Sheffy, where do you get your name from? All right, quick story. Got the name Sheffy in high school. Like I said, I didn't make that up. Curry-esque back in my day in high school. No, not really. I was mostly a 3-point shooter back in high school. And when playing at the park, a friend made an offhand joke. He was like, you're kind of Steph Curry-like Chef Jr. He was like, because Curry, nickname, the chef, Chef Curry, he'd be cooking it up. And he was like, you're kind of chef-like. And I was like, a little chefy, you got a little chefy in me? And we were like, yeah, you got a little chefy in you. And so the nickname Chefy was kind of like a little play on that. That's where it came from. MBM said, Knicks playing chess out there, trying not to show too much to the Celtics. We have the lead. Still some complaining. Could be. Knicks not trying to throw the whole kitchen sink out there in a regular season game in which Jaylen Brown's not even playing, which is why we might not have seen the double big lineup here tonight. Could be. I think you want to win the basketball game. Damon said, Robinson is an impact player. Yes, indeed he is. End of days, our resident Celtics fan. Appreciate you, brother. He said Celtics gave Brown the night off because the Knicks suck. I mean, the Knicks did eliminate them in the second round last year, and they arguably had the better team last year. So if the Knicks suck, what does that make the Celtics? Zermac said, speaking of the chef, they're sitting him out against the Lakers tonight. Sad face. They are indeed. What could have been like a nice last hurrah for LeBron versus Curry in the regular season here is going to end up as just a regular game where Steph Curry sits out for injury management, which sucks. Off the bench, the Knicks have gotten nice production. Well, Karl-Anthony Towns, let's stick with Karl-Anthony Towns for a minute here. 5.7 boards, 2 assists for Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't think the defense has been great. I don't think it's been super bad. I think it's been okay. He's had some nice defensive plays. He's had some bad defensive plays, but I think for the most part he's been fine here tonight. Same with Jalen Brunson. He's had some nice defensive plays, some bad defensive plays. For the most part, he's been fine. I think for the most part, the Knicks' defense has been fine. It could be better, could be worse. I'd give it a okay. I'd give it a shrug of, okay. Mitchell Robinson, 4 points, 3 boards off the bench. His impact was huge, Mitchell Robinson. He came to the game and changed the complete tenor of it. The Knicks defense started to tighten up there, and obviously he's out there in a defensive lineup. Him, Anunoby, McBride, Shamet, Clarkson in there as well. He's 1 for 3 from the field. He did have 2 nice assists out there. One of them, Mitchell Robinson on the lob, knocked down a floater, which is great. I'd like to see him look for his offense a little bit more often because they need offense, particularly in that lineup configuration of the 4 defenders and Jordan Clarkson. Obviously, Anunoby gets the bulk of the ball in that situation because he is the lone starter there and the 3rd best player on the team. But Jordan Clarkson also has to, insert himself offensively in those possessions, I feel like, as well. He did so, to a degree. 2 points, 1 for 3 from the field. He took 3 shot attempts in 6 minutes. That's not bad at all. 2 assists as well. So he was hooping. He had the ball in his hands. He was trying to make plays, so I'll give him that. Landry Shamet, 1 for 2 from 3 tonight for 3 points, a rebound and assist. I thought for the most part he was fine as well. He's also a pretty good rebounder for his size in terms of attacking those long rebounds for missed threes, which they definitely need here tonight. Same with Deuce McBride, 11 minutes off the bench tonight, 4 points, 1 for 3 from the field, 1 for 3 from three-point range. I thought he played a little too much, actually, Deuce McBride. I think he played 11 minutes straight since he went into the game, which I don't love. 11 minutes straight. 4 points, a rebound, 2 assists, a steal, and a block from Deuce McBride. So that's pretty dang good for him in 11 minutes, right? But I thought he and Shamet maybe played slightly too much, right? Not a ton. Obviously, this is our 9-man rotation, so we're definitely leaning more towards our starters right now. But Lewis, what's up, Lewis? I'm late. I'm here. You said something about Josh Hart. What's happening to him? I mean, he's just not playing very well tonight. If you ever want to see how good of a game Josh Hart is having, you don't need to look any further than this stat right here. This stat and this stat. The rebounds and the turnovers for Josh Hart will tell the tale of the tape. I mean, Josh Hart with 3 of our 5 turnovers. Brunson has 1. Shamet has 1. Shamet has 1 on a moving screen, so it wasn't a live ball turnover. It was a moving screen violation on Shamet. And then Brunson has 1 turnover that ended up being a pass that should not have been a turnover on him. He tried to shovel it inside the Josh Hart. It got knocked out of the air, and Josh Hart touched the ball last, so it ends up being a turnover on the passer and Jaylen Brunson. But my goodness, the Jazz Destroyers official, appreciate you, brother. Look at our guy, the Jazz Destroyers in the chat. Go ahead, check out the YouTube channel. He said this might be the hardest game of the remainder of the season. I mean, it definitely is. Well, they also have the Charlotte Hornets game coming up, which could be hard for them because they don't match up particularly well against the Hornets, but they also didn't play particularly well against the Hornets the last time. So it'll be interesting to see. It's also the last game of the regular season, which might not really matter for the Knicks. But again, we'll see. So yeah, for the most part, Jazz Destroyers, this could be very well be their toughest remaining game on the slate. Josh Hart, 0 rebounds and 3 assists for Josh Hart is a disastrous outing for him. He's playing absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. He's made a couple of nice plays here. 3 assists for him. He knocked down a long 2 where he had a wide open 3. He had to take a rhythm dribble in order to knock down the shot, which fine, do what you got to do to knock down your shots, but ended up with a toe on the line, and what should have been a 3-point basket ended up in a long 2, so that sucks. Buzzer beater, what's up, buzzer beater? Rog D guy, what's up, Rog? Mindset John, what's up, Mindset John? Are we actually in the lead? Knicks playing up to par, and if so, that's playoff standard. I mean, yeah, no Jaylen Brown for the Boston Celtics. That's always going to be a caveat here tonight. Buzzer beater said we need to win these last 3 games. I would like the Knicks to hold on to the 3 seed. If that means that they have to win the last 3 games, then win the last 3 games. If it means that they have to, if they can afford to lose a game or 2, then if they lose a game or 2, I'm not going to sweat it. Not a big deal. I think the biggest deal is holding on to this 3 seed. And obviously the easiest way to maintain that is by winning all 3 games, which is possible for the Knicks, obviously. They play the Raptors and the Charlotte Hornets after tonight against the Celtics, so. Jazz Destroyers. Tomorrow night in Ontario, the Ontario Reign are playing a home game. And then Saturday, I'm taking my son to an away game in Coachella. Ooh. And the LA Kings are as bad as the Rangers, but the AHL team is so good. Shout out my guy, the Jazz Destroyers, man. Shout out my guy. Enjoy your time, big dog. Enjoy your time. Josh Hart has been a bit disastrous here tonight. Damon said, see, that's why DOR and Alvarado should play. They'll shut down Pritchard. I don't know about shut down, but definitely with the way Pritchard played. Let's go to the Celtics. Definitely with the way the Pritchard played here tonight, You're going to need somebody to put on Payton Pritchard at some point, and trying Jose Alvarado off the bench here might not be a bad option, although Pritchard tends to really thrive against smaller players his size. Kind of want to put size on Payton Pritchard to kind of neutralize some of his offense. I don't know if Jose Alvarado is the answer, but I think it might be worth a try if Payton Pritchard continues to kill you tonight. He's actually their leading scorer, 15 points for him, 7 for 12 from the field, 1 for 3 from three-point range, right? So he's killing you mostly off the dribble, which is why I think you should definitely put size on him. And I think they tried to do so. They put Josh Hart on Payton Pritchard, still able to get to the rim a couple of times because Josh Hart has just been half asleep here tonight. I don't know what's going on with Big Josh. He does not look well rested. They had 2 nights off. I don't know what the issue is. Jayson Tatum with 10. He's 2 for 11 from the field and 0 for 5 from 3. You have to think that that's going to change in the second half. So the Knicks are going to have to be aware the Celtics are likely to shoot it better in the second half. We'll go through the team stats in a second here. Nimi Keita, 8.7 rebounds, along with Tatum's 9 rebounds. They're killing the Knicks on the glass. Derek White, 6 points, 1 for 6 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. Again, the Celtics not particularly shooting well tonight, and it's a 1-point game. Jordan Walsh, 1 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from three-point range. Vucevic off the bench, not great in his 10 minutes. Pritchard was fantastic. Baylor Shireman, 8-man rotation tonight for the Boston Celtics. Interesting. No Jaylen Brown. So I guess they just removed Jaylen Brown from the rotation and up everybody else's minutes, I guess. But only an 8-man rotation when they have Hugo Gonzalez available to them is interesting. Just prepping for the playoff run, I guess. Mark said, watch the Kings beat down Toronto in person. That was pretty wild. Precious moments. Man said, do you see Cat getting traded anytime soon? The only way I could see Karl-Anthony Towns get traded, man, is if the Knicks have a very disappointing outing in the playoffs, which is possible. But if that happens, everybody's on the table. Everybody outside of Jalen Brunson. It was already stated by this front office that they would rather get fired than trade Jalen Brunson. So Jalen Brunson's not going anywhere. But Queen said, how tall is Pritchard? About 6'1"? About 6'1", maybe 6'2", maybe 6 feet. Hovering around 6'1". I'd say 6'1". Everybody will be on the table if the Knicks have a disastrous end to their playoff run here. And disastrous run could mean losing in the conference finals. It could mean losing in the second round or first round. If they don't make a true, legit championship run this season, at least make it to the finals, everybody's going to be on the table. All right, so we looked at the box scores. We're getting ready for the start of the second half already, but let's look real quick at the team stats. 7 made threes for the Knicks, 5 made threes for the Celtics. About even, 21 attempts for both sides, so okay. Free throws definitely favor the Celtics by a smidge here, 13 to 9. But the Celtics have made more of their free throws. Rebounding is the difference in the game right now. The Celtics absolutely destroying the Knicks on the glass, 25 to 17. 8 offensive rebounds for the Celtics, only 2 for the Knicks. Bad. Rebound the ball, and you'll be able to take a lead here. 14 assists for the Knicks, though. They're just knocking down more shots. James Sumler, what's up, James? Fast break points, 6 to 7. Both teams mostly playing in the half court here. 22 points in the paint to 20, about even. Fouls 9 to 9, so fouls even there as well. Largest lead is 7 for the Celtics, 7 for the Knicks, and they've led for 40% of the time. We've led for 45% of the time. About even. It's about as even of a box score rundown as we can get as we start the second half now. My goodness. The only thing the Knicks slightly have the advantage in is three-point shooting, but the Celtics even that out by having the advantage in the free throw game. Brunson up top, dancing around a town screen, coming to his right. He's got space, and it's a foul on Jordan Walsh trying to dance around the Karl-Anthony Towns screen. Good screen from Karl-Anthony Towns. Good manipulation from Jalen Brunson. Good two-man game there. Ronald McPaul, what's up, Ron? Charles Austin, what's up, Charles? Karen said, 400 watching, only 156 likes. Hit that like. Appreciate you, Karen. If you guys are enjoying the show so far, hit the like button. He said, Cats, NBA records, 800 rebounds. 1,000 3-pointers, 1,600 points. Fastest player. He's very good. He is very good at basketball. Bridges, the straightaway 3. He knocks it down. Mikal Bridges, picking up right where he left off in the first quarter. The Knicks take a 4-point lead, 57-53. They get over to Jordan Walsh. Hands it off to Tatum. Tatum up top. Tatum throws the lob down low to Jordan Walsh, who catches a wild pass and lays it up and in. Bad defense for the Knicks there. Bridges bringing it down. Hands it off to Josh Hart, driving it down against Tatum, has it in the paint, pulls it back out, kicks it out to Bridges. Bridges, being guarded by Hauser, swings through to his right, driving it down in the paint, going under the basket, kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart lines up the 3 over Tatum. Josh Hart lined me up from 3, yes, sir. Back-to-back threes for the New York Knicks, gives them a 5-point lead. Derek White bringing it down, gets it over to Tatum. Tatum up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Angel A1 Drummond. What's up, Angel? Ozahar with the Bozar. Tatum up top being guarded by Josh Hart. They switch up the matchup. They put Josh Hart on Jayson Tatum. Now jab step, pump fakes, kicks it out. Derek White, pump fakes, ran up the line by Josh Hart, driving to his left in the lane, throws up the floater, in and out, and stays out. But Cater, the offensive rebound, can't get the putback. Towns the rebound. Maybe Towns got a piece of that on a block as well. Either way, rebound to Karl-Anthony Towns. Brunson kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart pump fakes from three, driving it down against Tatum. Leaves it off of Karl-Anthony Towns. Knocks it back out to Josh Hart. A wild play, but the Knicks able to retain possession with 10 on the shot clock. Brunson swings through to his left. Off of Anunoby goes screen. They kick it out to Anunoby. Wide open three on the pop out. And OG Anunoby lines it up, and that's 3 straight threes for the New York Knicks as they take an 8-point lead. And the 3-point game absolutely favoring the New York Knicks right now. And the Celtics will bring it down, looking for an answer. John said, is halftime over? We are deep in the game, brother. And I know that's probably a question that you you threw in the chat a while ago. Tatum has it up top, driving to his left off the Cater screen. Down the lane, scoop layup. Got it to go past Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby there off the screen. Towns did not want to pick up a cheap foul. Tatum gets a nice finish on the little up and under over Towns' outstretched arms. Here comes Brunson bringing it down the other way. Brunson has it up top, being guarded by Walsh. Swings it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart lobs it over to Towns. Towns in the high post. Hands it off to Brunson. Coming to his left. Off the screen. Brunson. Bounce pass. Towns in the paint. Kicks it out. Josh Hart. Right corner three. Another open one. Another basket for Josh Hart. And the Knicks are lighting up from three so far in a timeout for the Boston Celtics. Josh Hart. There you go, big dog. There you go. Contributing. All we're asking for. Take the open ones and knock them down. Everybody is taking a cue from that right now. Bridges, Hart with 2, Anunoby with 1. 4 straight threes for the New York Knicks to give them a 9-point lead, 66-57. Charles Austin said, I'm not used to seeing the Knicks leading in the third quarter. Usually they are trailing. For the most part. Usually because they dig themselves into such a large hole in the first quarter. Queen said, why is the Knicks defense really bad? I don't think the Knicks defense has been really bad tonight. I think the Knicks defense has been really solid. As a matter of fact, speaking of Queen, this is a good moment to do this. Let's bring up, because it's been a while since we've checked, let's bring up where are the Knicks standing in terms of overall defensive rating in the NBA. So at some point throughout the regular season, the New York, after their 7-game winning streak, the Knicks jumped all the way up to the 5th best defense in the NBA. Right now, the New York Knicks are sitting with the 8th best defense in the NBA. They are 0.1 behind the Rockets and 0.2 behind the Timberwolves and 0.3 behind the Raptors. They could technically climb as high as 5th best defense in the league by the end of the regular season here. We'll see. But yeah, they are in the mix right there. They're a top 10 defense. They're a top 3 offense. And they are a top 5 net rating team. They have all of the markings of, if you go through NBA history and you check any of the signifiers that point to a championship contending team, you have to be top 10 in both offensive and defensive, and you have to be top 5 in net rating. And the Knicks are top 3 in offense, they're top 10 in defense, and they're top 5 in net rating. They have all of the markings, all of the statistical outliers that tell you that they are a championship contending team. I will tell you, though, so do the Pistons, so do the Celtics, so do the Thunder, so do the Spurs. Lewis said, what you were saying about Josh Hart, what I was saying about Josh Hart is that he needed to play better. And you know what he did? He followed our advice. Bruce Palace said, teams are still not going to leave Josh Hart open for a shot. Are still going to leave Josh Hart open for that. Yes, they are, which is why it's very important for Josh Hart to shoot the open ones and knock them down, which he is absolutely starting to do here in this third quarter. Sons Jen said, are you a vampire? Am I a vampire? Not at all, brother. Buzzer Beater said, I demand to know where the heck is AP? AP is watching in the shadows. If the Knicks start to play poorly, Buzzer Beater, AP will arrive. He was in the chat earlier. He might be busy tonight. He was in the chat earlier. He was in here earlier. Shouted out AP earlier in the chat. I do remember that, so. One of the important games going on tonight is the Raptors taking on the Heat, and the Raptors are taking care of business yet again against the Miami Heat, although they're mounting a slight comeback here. 40 points in the third quarter for the Miami Heat. Slight comeback, although the Raptors are pulling away again here in the fourth. Here we go. Back in after the timeout. Celtics bringing it down. By the way, this color grading on this, it might just be my TV, but no, they changed the color grading. It was off the whole time. I knew it was off. It was way too saturated. They get into Tatum in the mid-post being guarded by Anunoby. They finally changed the saturation on it. Fall-away jumper from Tatum over Anunoby. Got it to go for Jayson Tatum. Vintage Tatum on that move there. I knew it wasn't my TV. It never looks this bad. It's back to being poorly saturated again. Now it's not. Okay, one of the cameras that they keep panning, that they keep switching over to, poorly saturated, not properly color balanced. Brunson down the lane and leaves it off for Bridges. Bridges up top, sneaks it into Josh Hart for the two-handed slam. Great ball and player movement from the New York Knicks, and bad communication from the Boston Celtics there. Lead back up to 9. Derek White has it up top. Swings it over to Queta. Queta being guarded by Towns. Hands it off to White. White swings through to his right. Josh Hart slips and falls. Derek White to pull up 3. Way off on that one. Hit the side of the backboard. Loose ball. Still loose. Queta open to pick up. Kicks it out to Hauser. Hauser in the corner. Shireman, a 3 over Anunoby. Comes up short. Rebound. Towns had it. Lost it. And it's a loose ball foul on Nimi Queta going over the back of Karl-Anthony Towns. And Queta and Towns get a little kung fu fighting down there. No love lost between these two teams, obviously going back to the playoffs last year. Ahmed, what's up, Ahmed? We're being a little too harsh on Josh Hart? No. You need to play better. And guess what? He's playing better. I will gladly heap the praise of Josh Hart when he's doing the things that Josh Hart is capable of doing, because we know what Josh Hart is capable of doing. The Knicks bringing it down. Brunson coming off the Towns screen. Stops. Pulls it out. Gets it over to Towns. Towns back to Brunson. Coming to his right of the handoff. Stops. Kicks it out to Towns. Towns on the pick and pop. Kicks it out. Josh Hart. Extra pass. Anunoby. Left corner 3. He's got space. He's open. In and out. Can't get it to go down. Queta the rebound. Hands it off to Derek White. Derek White will bring it down. White up top being guarded by Josh Hart. Derek White coming to his right off the Queta screen. Hands it off to Tatum. Tatum gets it out to Queta. Queta hands it up. Fakes the handoff. Keeps it. Looking for another option. Hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard over to Tatum. Tatum ran off the line by Josh Hart. Tatum's got no space to operate. He's going to have to isolate. Now puts up the 3 anyway. Well contested. Can't get it to go. Anunoby rips away a rebound from Shireman. Here comes Brunson pushing the other way. Derek White backpedaling in the corner. Josh Hart pump fakes from 3. Driving it down in the lane. Leaves it off. Bridges coming to his right. He's got space. He's going to attack. Kick it out to Brunson. Right corner 3. Falling out of bounds. Too strong. Can't get it to go. Towns the off in the rebound. Leans in. Lefty layup. Wild attempt. Can't get it to go. Picks up the off in the rebound. Lays it up and in. Looking for the foul. Doesn't get it. But he does get the layup to go down. The Knicks take their first double-digit lead of the night. Up by 11, 70-59. Pritchard gets it over to Queta. Queta gets fouled by Karl-Anthony Towns. A bad reach-in from Big Cat. Bad reach-in. It's a bad foul right there. Brian Jacobs with the Brian. Hart is capable of laughing and giggling with members of the other team. Nobody takes Hart serious. Trade him? No thanks, brother. No thanks. He needs to retire in New York Knicks. Charles Austin said the Celtics are exposed right now. I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's only an 11-point game, and it's all for the back of the Knicks knocking down a bunch of 3s. So as long as they can maintain right now and keep the Celtics on the wraps, they should be able to hold on to this lead and pull off the victory. Pritchard has it up top being guarded by Bridges. Coming to his left off the Vucevic screen. Pull up 3 for Payne Pritchard. Can't get it to go down. Long rebound. Towns able to recover it. Bridges, who fell down on the play there, was looking for a foul call. He didn't get it, but either way, the Knicks come up with a defensive stop. Brunson has it up top. They're holding on to an 11-point lead. Brunson being guarded by Shireman, coming to his right off the Towns screen, gets it over to Towns, down the lane against Vucevic in the paint, floater, got it to go off glass, and the Brunson-Towns two-man game continues to be unstoppable here tonight. They're absolutely hooping, and it's a 13-point lead for the New York Knicks, and another timeout for the Boston Celtics. 72-59 right now. Karl-Anthony Towns up to 9, 11, and 4. I love to see that stat line. Maybe a little bit more scoring, but he didn't miss all of his 3s to start the game. If he knocked down at least one of those, he'd be up 12. Josh Hart, 11. Welcome to the game, Josh Hart. It took an entire first half, but he's here. He arrived. Although, really only in knocking down perimeter shots, which, fine, I will take any day of the week. But not helping out on the glass, Big Josh. Maybe it's part of the Celtics game plan where they're keying in on Josh Hart to keep him off the rebound right now, but I also don't think Josh Hart is hustling to the degree in which we know Josh Hart is capable of hustling. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, had a long night, maybe the kids were keeping him up. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's just having a bad day. I don't know. But the shot starting to go down is obviously a huge help for this Knicks offense overall. Mark said, where's my and one for Cat? I don't know. You know he doesn't get the call, but at least he got the shot to go down. Isaiah Gardner said, where was this two-man game the whole season and now Cat and Brunson not playing together in the game? The two-man game is only viable whenever Karl Anthony Towns is being guarded by the opposite team center, right? And I think it's a pretty big deal that the Celtics are not guarding Josh Hart with their center. They put Nimi Keita on Karl Anthony Towns to start. Here's the thing. Tonight is a chess match between both of these coaches. I don't think the Knicks are throwing out a ton of wild lineups, configurations. They have yet to go to the double big. I don't know if we see the double big here tonight. I think in part because they don't want to show their entire hand to the Boston Celtics. I think also the Celtics not putting their center on Josh Hart here tonight is also not showing their hand to the New York Knicks, right? I think come playoff time, we're going to see a vastly different game plan for both of these teams going into this matchup. It's actually really interesting. The Knicks up by 13 right now. It is a nice lead, but not a huge lead. Bruce Fowler said, what happened to all of the Boston fans in the chat? Crickets from the Boston fans. Knicks are hooping right now, but the game's not over yet. Showtime said, any colors not represented on this team? Any colors not represented on this team? What do you mean, brother? Chi-Chi, what's up, Chi-Chi? Don't like the two-man game at all. That was Brown's secret weapon for the playoffs, making other teams believe they didn't get along. Now they're caught up to it. Here's the thing, though, Chi-Chi. You could know what's coming. I don't know if teams are capable of stopping it. The only way to stop it, Chi-Chi, is to put the wing on Karl Anthony Towns so the two-man action between Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns could just be switched, right? It could just be switched, which completely takes away any semblance of the two-man game. And it's part of the reason why they really struggled with it, which is why I mentioned that this is a chess match for Joe Mazzulla as well as Mike Brown, because I think come playoff time, they will put like Jayson Tatum to guard Karl Anthony Towns and Derek White or Jaylen Brown to guard Brunson. And whenever they run the two-man game between Brunson and Towns, all they'll do is switch it, right? So we'll see. As of right now, the Knicks dominating utilizing the two-man game here, mostly because they have the center guarding Towns. And so as long as you have that matchup going on, the Knicks are going to look to take advantage of it. They swing it out to Pritchard to get it out to Derek White, back to Pritchard. Celtics also look a little lost in terms of what matchups they want to entirely attack here. Pritchard 1-1 against Towns, stops, pulls it back, kicks it out. Tatum, left corner three over Anunoby, well contested. Tatum splashes it down anyway. Big time shot for Jayson Tatum, deep in the left corner there. Anunoby all in his jersey, but it didn't matter. Back to a 10-point game, 72-62, 6:30 to go here in the third quarter. Brunson coming to his left off the Town screen. A pull-up three for Jalen Brunson. Comes up short, can't get it to go, can't get the friendly roll. Tatum with the rebound. Jayson Tatum bringing it down. Crossing over to his left off the Vucevic screen. Shaking and baking down the lane. Kicks it out. Pritchard, extra pass. Vucevic, the straightaway three. Got it to go for Nikola Vucevic, and back-to-back threes for the Celtics. Knocks it back to a 7-point game. Like I said, the Knicks knocked down a bunch of their threes in order to take the big lead. Now the Celtics responding by knocking down a couple of threes of their own. It's back to 7. Fully expect this to be a close game down the stretch. Pause with the pause. It ain't over yet. Boston will catch up really quick in a real way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Knicks need to hold down the fort. Absolutely, balls. Towns has it up top, coming to his right off a Brunson screen. The inverted pick and roll. Towns driving it down to his left and kicks it out of bounds as Brunson faded to the left corner while Towns thought he was going to come back up towards the wing, and Towns throws it to nobody out of bounds. Miscommunication between the two stars there. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Brunson. Coming to his right, off the Tatum screen. Pritchard gets it to Tatum, being guarded by Brunson. Going to look to isolate the mismatch here. Driving it down, leans in, fall away, mid-range shot. Jayson Tatum, in and out, can't get it to go. Knicks are boxing out, but Josh Hart does not box out Derek White. Bridges did a great job boxing out Shireman. Tatum looking to attack Brunson again, leans in, pump fake. Great defense from Jalen Brunson there, forced him to kick it up to get it back to Tatum. Fall away jumper over Brunson there. Can't get it to go, but a foul on Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Brunson is saying it's a kick out on Tatum. Wonder if this is something the Knicks will look to challenge. Probably not. Probably not. Looks like a foul on Brunson. Let's see the replay. Brunson crowding the space. Yep. Brunson goes right into the airspace of Jayson Tatum. That's absolutely foul on Jalen Brunson. It's not a kick out on Tatum at all. Aiden with debating. Do you think Cat could get 19 by the end of the night? Sure, he can. Mark said flopping. It's not a flop. Not a flop. That's on the replay there. 1,000% a foul on Jalen Brunson, who crowded the airspace of Jayson Tatum as he fell away. Got right up under him. It is a landing violation foul. It is a body contact foul. As Tatum misses the first free throw, by the way. Love when our opponents miss free throws. Absolutely adore it. Would never not love it. He said, I'm going to play devil's advocate. All right. What's the thing you want to push back on, Keith? Tatum knocks down the second free throw. At least it's a 6-point game. Bridges bringing it down against Pritchard. Gets it over to Robinson, who subbed in. Over to Anunoby. Anunoby gets it over to Brunson. Coming to his left off a Robinson screen. Pritchard sticking with him. Brunson leaning in. Stop. Pump fake. Steps through. Fall away jumper in the paint. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Tatum, big strong rebound in the paint over Robinson. Here comes Jayson Tatum bringing it down. Swings it out to Pritchard. Right wing. Deep three. Pritchard, his spot. Got it to go down. And it's a 3-point game just like that. Knicks made their run. Celtics responding with theirs. Back to a single possession game. 72-69. Brunson bringing it down the other way. Brunson up top. We got the double big lineup out there. I thought we wouldn't get it tonight, but we got it. They throw the lob up top to Robinson for the two-hand slam over Nikola Vucevic. Knicks showing their hand with the double big lineup. All right. Knicks take the 5-point lead. Tatum has it up top being guarded by Anunoby. Tatum directing some traffic. He wants to run the pick and roll with Pritchard. Tries to snake it, but a foul is called, and Towns can't believe it. He's very upset, very animated. Walking away from the official there. Darnell, what's up, Darnell? Russell Field said Knicks need a basketball. They do. What's up, the score was just 59-72. Big time run for the Celtics, 10-0 run. It happens. Game of runs. Coming out of halftime, it was a 1-point game. Then the Knicks went on a big run. Celtics responded. Tatum, fall away, foul line jumper over Brunson. Too strong, can't get it to go. Long rebound. Bridges able to pick it up. And here comes Jaylen Brunson. Brunson has it on the right wing, being guarded by Shireman. Coming to his left off the Towns screen. Good screen from Towns. Brunson got a little bit of space, driving it down. Stop, hesitates, leans in, floater. Gets it to go down somehow from Jaylen Brunson. Gets the friendly roll on the front of the rim. And it's back to a 7-point lead for the Knicks on back-to-back buckets. Tatum throws a terrible pass to Hauser. He can't handle it. And it ends up being a turnover as Anunoby just picks up the loose ball. Brunson bringing it down. Coming to his left off the Robinson screen. Driving it down in the lane. Stop, step back. Fall away jumper in the paint. Comes up short. And Tatum with another long rebound over Towns. Tatum pushes it. Kicks it out. Shireman, a left wing three in transition. Got it to go for Baylor. Shireman, big time shot. It's back to 4. Celtics doing a great job of knocking down enough shots here to stick in it after a pretty bad start to the quarter. Back to a 4-point game, 76-72. Tim C. What's up, Tim C? I need that triple-double. Triple-double from who? From Tatum? Tatum's hooping. Tatum with 18, 12, and 7. Yeah, he's on his way to a triple-double here tonight. He's taken 17 shot attempts to get to those 18 points. Only 5 for 17 from the floor, but yep. Ahmed said, when is Cat not animated? He was very animated. Maybe I should change the phrasing on it. He was extremely animated after the last foul call he got hit with. Bruce Fowler said, I don't want to show too much offense or too many sets. I'll tell you this, Bruce. Come playoff time, it's not like the Knicks haven't shown their hand during the regular season here in terms of the things they want to do and the sets they want to get to. The Celtics, no. Like, they won't just be scouting this game. Their assistant coaches, their scouting teams will go back through the whole entirety of the regular season. They've already been doing so, scrubbing the entirety of the regular season against the New York Knicks and putting together tape of the sets that the Knicks run. Come playoff time, it's not surprising the opponent. It's out-executing them, right? And that's ultimately why the Knicks beat the Celtics last year. Celtics couldn't knock down a 3 and got way too relaxed and allowed the Knicks to build confidence against them, and the Knicks out-executed them down the stretch there. Tatum comes out of the game with no Jaylen Brown, no Tatum in the game. Let's see if the Knicks can take advantage of this lineup. Previously, Payton Pritchard killed them, which allowed the Celtics to survive the Tatumless minutes. But let's see how the Knicks respond in this configuration now. Anunoby throws a terrible lob attempt to Mitchell Robinson there, way off the target, and it ends up in a turnover. Hauser coming to his left off the Vucevic screen to kick it out to Vooch. Vooch on the pick and pop. He's kills the Knicks throughout his career on pick and pops, and he kills them on back-to-back threes for Nikola Vucevic. It's a 1-point game. Back into it. Ronald McPaul said, feels like the playoffs. It does indeed. Anunoby on the left wing, spins, coming to his right against Hauser in the paint. Lefty layup, can't get it to go down. Vucevic knocks the rebound away from Robinson. And here comes Derek White bringing it down. Anunoby at the floor. It's a 5-on-4. Anunoby now recovers. They kick it out. Hauser, a 3 over Robinson. Hauser comes up short. Loose ball rebound. It gets picked up by Pritchard. Loose ball. Pritchard picks it up and gets fouled by Anunoby, who's laying on the floor. And the Knicks continue to do a terrible job of boxing out the Boston Celtics here tonight. Isaiah Garner said, without Tatum getting these rebounds, the lead will be way worse for Boston. Boston has dominated the boards here tonight against the New York Knicks entirely. Right there, Payne Pritchard just sneaks under the rim and snags a rebound off the missed 3 from Hauser. Knicks not taking advantage of the Celtics missing a couple of makeable shots here. Not taking advantage at all. Josh Hart comes in the game for Anunoby. We have Hart, Shaman, McBride, Brunson, and Robinson. Celtics out there with Pritchard, Vooch, Derek White, Hauser, and Shireman. Pritchard up top being guarded by McBride. Crosses over to his left of the Vooch screen. Pull up 3 off the screen. Got it to go. Mitchell Robinson was in drop. And Payne Pritchard makes him pay. And the Celtics up by 2 after going down by 13 in the quarter. Up by 2. Pritchard up to 21 points, killing the Knicks tonight. Brunson has it up top being guarded by Shireman. Coming to his right off the Josh Hart screen. And it's a foul on Baylor Shireman. 2 minutes to go in this quarter. Mark said a 9-0 run. A 9-0 run after they went on a 10-0 run. So they went on a 10-0 run to cut a 13-point lead to 3. And then it was back and forth for a little bit. The Knicks went up by 7. Now it's a 9-0 run to put the Celtics up by 2. Jersey Dad said, Payne Pritchard's gone more offensive rebounds than the whole Knicks team combined. Pretty much. We'll look at the team stats yet again when we get to the end of this quarter. We got 2 minutes to go. Brunson up top, gets the handoff from Robinson, jab step, driving it down in the paint, leans in, step back, foul line, fall away jumper for Brunson, got it to go for Jalen Brunson. Tied at 78. Now we're back into a back and forth affair. Here comes Payne Pritchard bringing it down, being guarded by McBride. Pritchard up top, coming to his left off the Vucevic screen, in and out dribble, driving to his left against Robinson. Scoop layup with the right hand, got it to go past Mitchell Robinson. Knew if he kept it in his left hand, Mitchell Robinson was likely going to come for the chase down block. Instead, got it to his right hand and got the layup to go down. Brunson down the lane, trying to draw the foul, throws up the floater, can't get it to go. Robinson the offensive rebound and gets fouled. Mitchell Robinson trying to force his will onto this game a little bit. Payne Pritchard has been spectacular tonight. Keith said, I am the deadwood advocate for Boston. The Celtics will do the best, but unfortunately they will lose by 1 point. I'll take it. I'll take a 1-point victory here today. Brunson gets it into Robinson. And they intentionally foul Mitchell Robinson. Going to go to Hackle Robinson here. Mark said all they have is the 3 ball. Especially without Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Payne Pritchard a little bit this season. He's done a much better job of improving his driving game and his in-between game rather than just being a 3-point shooter. But mostly Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the 2 guys to apply rim pressure to this team. Mitchell Robinson knocks down the first free throw. Way to make Joe Mazzulla pay, big dog. Now knock down the second one to really make him pay. Christian said, I think it's going into overtime. I wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't mind that again. G4 with the G4. Think we see Kata again? We will absolutely see Kata again, brother. Mitchell Robinson knocked down the first one. Give me 2 in a row, big dog. Misses the second one off the back of the rim. Rebound to Derek White. Here comes Payne Pritchard. Pritchard bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Deuce McBride. Pritchard coming to his left off the Vucevic screen. Snagging it back to his right hand. Swings it out to Shireman. Shireman catches, pump fake, driving to his left to the basket. Gets under the rim, kicks it out. Vucevic, a 3, another open one, but he misses that one off the back of the rim. Robinson, the rebound. And they kick it over to Josh Hart, over to Brunson. Brunson bringing it down. Brunson up top, coming to his left off the Shaman screen. Pritchard switches on to Brunson. Brunson prefers this matchup. Coming to his right, Shireman switches onto him. Brunson might prefer this matchup even more. He swings it out to Josh Hart down the lane. Leans in, puts up the floater, comes up short. Robinson and Josh Hart battling for it, but knocked away, and Pritchard picks it up. Here comes Payne Pritchard bringing it down. Pritchard up top, being guarded by Hart. All right, you got to come up with a stop, Josh. You got to come up with a shot, with a stop. Payne Pritchard has killed this all night long. Pritchard coming to his right, up the Vucevic screen. Cross-court pass. Shireman, open 3, over Brunson. Got it to go for Baylor Shireman, who's had an excellent game so far here tonight. Baylor Shireman up to 9 points on 3 made threes here tonight. Brunson bringing it down. He has it up top, being guarded by Shireman. 20 seconds to go. Brunson going to hold it for what could be, no, Celtics going to get the ball back. More than enough time separated. Brunson, pump fake, leans in, floater. Got it to go for Jaylen Brunson. And the Celtics will have the final shot of the quarter. Got to come up with one stop for the Knicks here. 10 seconds to go. Pritchard up top, bringing it down, being guarded by McBride. Pritchard dancing with it up top. Crosses over to his left, driving it down in the paint. Leans in. Ball knocked out of his hands by McBride. They dive onto it and ends up being a not shot clock violation, but the end of the quarter as time expires. Excellent defense by Deuce McBride there. And that takes us to the final fourth quarter. 83-81, 2-point lead for the Celtics. Throw 12 minutes on the clock, made the best team win. Bruce Fowler said, where's GTA? Jose Alvarado is no longer a part of the regular rotation for the Knicks. Mike Brown cutting the rotation down to 9 guys. And the 9th guy, instead of Jose Alvarado, is Jordan Clarkson. Just that's it, 15-point swing. 15-point swing. It happens. It happens. Absolutely. Never really expected the Knicks to blow out the Celtics here tonight. Don't love that the Knicks ended up giving up the lead, but it's a back-and-forth affair. Isaiah Garner said, I would have put Jose in to stop Pritchard. I don't know how successful Jose would have been in doing that. Payton Pritchard really thrives against defenders his size, right? Tends to struggle against size. You want to put size on Payton Pritchard. You don't want to put somebody the same size, if not slightly smaller than him, on Payton Pritchard. You don't necessarily want to do that. Sons Jen said, I am super irritated by that choice. I've watched GTA contribute year after year. I get it. Yeah, I get it. I don't entirely disagree either. But between the two players, Jordan Clarkson has performed better than Jose Alvarado so far, for the Knicks, at least, for the Knicks tenure. Yeah, I don't think Jose Alvarado is permanently out of the rotation. I think he could get an opportunity come playoff time if Jordan Clarkson doesn't continue to play well, but we'll see. We'll see. Christian said overtime. We'll see. Yer said, are y'all going to win? I hope so. It is a Payton Pritchard night. 10 for 17 from the floor for 23 points. Killing the Knicks. AP, what's up, AP? Yer said Lakers or Warriors tonight? Both teams extremely injured, brother. I guess the Lakers. I don't know. Namar, what's up, Namar? I think the Knicks can still win. It's a 2-point game, big dog. Absolutely. Bruce Fowler said to bring the energy, one steal can turn the whole momentum. Sure. But one Jordan Clarkson isolation bucket can change the whole momentum too. Chi-Chi said, don't mind losing to Tatum, but not Pritchard. Without Brown? True. Sippy Cup Society, what's up, Sippy Cup? Wearing a chef's hat because Boston's going to cook him? I don't know if that's how that works, brother. Queen said Hart's going to get another cut eye. I think it'll be all right. Jay Atkins, what's up, Jay? All right, let's go around the league. We've ignored actually, let's check the box score, the team stats real quick. The Celtics have actually made more threes than the Knicks now. 12 3-point makes to the Knicks 11. They have taken 6 more threes than the Knicks, though. But they pulled away in the 3-point game. They're up by 1 in that. And the free throws still leaning their way 15-11. So, real quick, before we get to the start of this fourth quarter, let's check out the teams, the rest of the league. The Raptors will end up beating the Miami Heat here, and the Raptors look like they're going to hold on to that 6th seed. That would be nice if the Knicks could play the Raptors in the playoffs here. I'd appreciate that. 76ers Rockets. 76ers without Joel Embiid for the foreseeable future. The Bulls did end up being the Wizards. Not that that matters, but the Knicks it would be nice. Would be nice for the Knicks to get the 31st pick in the draft with the Wizards holding on to the worst record in the league. Here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. Payton Pritchard will bring it down. The Knicks start the fourth quarter with McBride, Anunoby, Robinson, Shamet, and Clarkson. The previous lineup we saw, the defensive-minded lineup of the 4 defenders and OG Anunoby as the lone starter. Pritchard crosses over on Shamet behind the back, step back, mid-range jumper. Too strong, can't get it to go. Good boxing out from Clarkson on Shireman. Robinson able to clear the rebound all by himself. You love to see it. Good boxing out from Clarkson there. Shamet has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. Coming to his right off a Robinson screen. Shamet driving it down in the paint, pulls it back out. Shamet keeping the dribble alive, kicks it out to McBride. McBride swings it over to Clarkson. Clarkson coming to his right off of McBride's screen. Good screen. Clarkson Euro steps down the lane, puts up the floater. Got it to go down from Jordan Clarkson. There you go. JC getting active. Tied at 83. Here comes Derek White bringing it down. White up top being guarded by Shamit. White spins to his left off the Vooch screen. Derek White pulls it back out, being guarded by Robinson on a switch now. They get it to Vucevic in the high post against Shamit, backing him down, kicks it out to Derek White, being guarded by Robinson, driving it down in the paint, loses the handle, picks it up, kicks it out, Shireman, another open three, straight away, got it to go for Baylor Shireman. And the Knicks getting killed on off-ball movement, collapsing too much into the paint against these ball handlers, and Shireman's making him pay his 4th three of the night. He's got 12 points. Robinson has it up top. Fakes the handoff, keeps it, hands it off to Shamit, coming to his right, off the handoff. He's got space, step back, pump fake at the foul line, picks up his handle, he's got nowhere to go, kicks it out to McBride. McBride dribbling it up top, being guarded by Derek White, pump fakes, now puts up the mid-range jumper. Excellent contest from Derek White, loose ball. Clarkson knocking it out of bounds. Great effort from Jordan Clarkson to save the possession for the New York Knicks. Just knocking it out of the air. It ends up going off the Boston Celtics. Robinson was the culprit previously, got beat by Derek White off the dribble, but Robinson giving up straight line drives way too easily. Trying to reach from behind to go for a steal. Has not worked a couple of times here, and is putting his teammates on the back burner. Robinson hands it off to McBride. McBride up top, coming to his left, off the Robinson screen, a step back three. Deuce McBride can't get it to go. Rebound to Derek White. Derek White bringing it down. Derek White up top, being guarded by OG Anunoby. Swings it out to Vucevic. Vucevic keeps it. Kicks it out to Pritchard, being chased by Clarkson. Robinson knocks the ball loose. He comes up with another steal. McBride picks it up. Quick outlet to Shamit. Shamit, a dribble pull-up three in transition. Can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Shireman ends up with it. Shireman bringing it down. Shireman up top. Pulls it out, being guarded by Robinson. And it's an off-ball foul on Deuce McBride. I have not loved the game Deuce McBride has played here tonight. He's knocked down 1 3. He's 1 for 5 from the field. You can see still not fully back from the abdomen surgery injury. You're going to need Deuce McBride for the playoff run. Hopefully he's going to be ready after the week break that the Knicks will get going into the playoffs. But has not been a great stretch for Deuce McBride. Need him to show up for the playoff run. They get it into Vucevic. Vucevic has it up top. Good to now defense by McBride on Payne Pritchard there. They get over to Tatum, who subbed back in. Crosses over to his right, behind the back pass out to Vooch. Pump fakes, ran off the line by Anunoby. Kicks it back out. Tatum, the open three over Robinson. Tatum knocks it down. AP with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, AP. It's a 6-point lead for the Celtics, 89 to 83. AP said, where this goes, I do not like this season. The growth of the nation, but this basketball team, I just don't like them. Still don't hit the thumbs up button. Appreciate you, AP. I know where you're coming from, big dog. I get it. I do get it. They can at times be pretty unlikable as Clarkson gets into the lane and knocks down the floater over Shireman. Sometimes you need a bucket getter to go get you a bucket. That's why Jordan Clarkson's in the rotation right now. Jeremy Davis, what's up, Jeremy? Yeah, I fully get where you're coming from, AP. They can at times be pretty unlikable. Maybe it's Stockholm Syndrome, but I think I've fallen in love with this team. I do enjoy them. Vucevic kicks it out to Pritchard, swings through to his right, pulls it back out, coming to his left off the Vooch screen, swings it out to Tatum. Tatum, being guarded by Robinson. Puts up the deep three over Mitchell Robinson, just hit one, misses that one. Robinson dives in and cleans up the rebound, kicks it out to Shamit. Shamit bringing it down. 8:40 to go into this fourth quarter. Shamit driving to his right. 4-point game. Fall away jumper over Hauser. Can't get that one to go. Here comes Jayson Tatum bringing it down. You got to get Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns in this game expeditiously, Mike Brown. Can't hang too far without these guys. Tatum has it up top, pulling it out, being guarded by Robinson. Tatum dancing with it, in and out dribble, driving to his left, draws the foul, gets the shot to go down, give him the and one against Mitchell Robinson. And now Jayson Tatum just attacking Mitchell Robinson off the bounce here, testing his foot speed. Daniel Dash, what's up, Daniel Dash? He said, good day, mate, from the land down under. Appreciate my guy, Daniel Dash, in the chat. Crane said, remember, Chev, that's also the definition of insanity. What is that in reference to? Obviously, doing the same thing over and over again, but what is that? Mark said, okay, put them in now. Yeah, where are they at? I see Brunson making his way to the scores table. Tatum gets the and one free throw to go down, a 7-point lead for the Boston Celtics, starting to pull away here in this fourth quarter. Here comes Shamit bringing it down. I don't listen, maybe you could survive the second quarter with no Towns and Brunson for an extended stretch, but I don't like playing majority of your fourth quarter without both of those guys. Clarkson again in the lane knocks down a floater, keeping the Knicks in this one, getting buckets. Brunson at the scores table. Tatum has it up top, dancing with it against Josh Hart, crossing over to his right off the Vucevic screen. The straightaway three for Jayson Tatum. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Josh Hart, his first rebound of the game. Here comes Josh Hart bringing it down the other way. Hart on the left wing, being guarded by Pritchard. Swings it over to McBride. 5-point game, 92-87. They get over to Shamit. Jab step, slips, pulls it back out, keeps the dribble alive. Kick it over to Clarkson. Clarkson being guarded by Shireman. Clarkson coming to right up for Robinson's screen. Jordan Clarkson, the pull-up three. Line me up. Way off on that one. Jordan Clarkson, way off on that three-point attempt. Here comes Payne Pritchard bringing it down. Mikal Bridges also makes his way to the scoring table. So does Derek White for the Celtics. Pritchard dancing around the Vucevic screen, driving it down, kicks it out to Vucevic. Extra pass to Tatum. Tatum ran off the line by Clarkson in the lane. Tatum leaves it off for Vuce. He loses the handle. He picks it up. Battle for the loose ball. And it's a jump ball between Vucevic and Robinson. Wow. Curtis Painter said Stockholm Syndrome. Well said. We spend too much time with this team for me to give up on them or for me to get annoyed at this point. Tiz Blanco, what's up, Tiz? The one day I bet the Knicks, the one day they need to win, they lose. They have 28 losses on the season, brother. It's not just one day. Gigi said, when the offense was going through Cat, the team was winning. Big, was Mike Brown doing? Trying to get him some rest. Karl-Anthony Towns makes his way to the scorers table. Mitchell Robinson wins the tip, and here comes Jalen Brunson bringing it down. Coming to his left off the Robinson screen, swings it out to Bridges. Bridges kicks out to Josh Hart, a left corner three for Josh. Knock me down, Josh Hart, another three. It's a 2-point game. Josh Hart knocking down threes makes me so happy. So happy. Tatum bringing it down. He has it up top. He's being guarded by Bridges on a scram switch. Coming to his left, snakes or splits the pick and roll. He slips and falls, but a late foul is called. As Tatum lost his balance and fell. The Knicks, confused on the foul call, don't like it. It's going to be a foul on Mikal Bridges. Crowd is upset. You see multiple fans in the chat waving to Mike Brown to challenge it. Does not look like he's going to challenge it. Side out of bounds for the Celtics here. Mike Brown wants to save that challenge here in this fourth quarter. It's a 2-point game. They get it into Queta. Queta hands it off to Pritchard. And we get another stoppage in play here. And we do get a timeout? What are we doing here? We do get a timeout. Sippy Cup Society said, Celtics can't do what the refs can. Dom Anthony said, OMG, refs. Namar said, can they challenge it? They can challenge it. The Knicks do eventually call the timeout. I don't think they're going to challenge it, though. Maybe they will. Who knows? The broadcasting team did not make any allusions to them doing so. I also did not see Mike Brown issue a challenge. I also did not see the green light come on. So I don't know. I don't think they challenged it. Mark said they inbounded the ball. They did inbound the ball, but then they gave the timeout to the Knicks. Right? They signaled that a timeout was called and pointed towards the Knicks. So I don't know. I don't know. Weird sort of situation there. Tatum, 24, 12, and 7 so far here tonight. Pretty decent game for him. Obviously, the efficiency and the shooting touch has not been there for him tonight. But making more than enough plays to pull his team into this one. Up to a 2-point lead for them. Chance, what's up, Chance? Come on, Knicks, don't blow my parlay. Lewis, what's up, Lewis? What Broom is waiting to put Cat and Brunson in? I don't love these extended fourth quarter minutes with no Towns and no Brunson. I don't love it. I don't love it. Mark said Stan Van Gundy is the worst after Reggie. I don't think Stan Van Gundy is terrible, but I also don't think he's good. I saw somebody say that Stan Van Gundy is one of the better TV analysts on commentary right now, and I was just like, what are you listening to, big dog? I don't think he's very good. I also don't think he's all that bad, though. Ghost Travie, what's up, Ghost? Queta taking a nap? Yeah, no Queta here in the fourth quarter so far. Probably get Queta at some point. I think Joe Mazzulla wants to lean on the offensive side that Vucevic can provide right now. Dom Anthony said every time a Celtics trips on his shoestring, they call a Knicks foul. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if they challenge or not. Again, the broadcast did not make any allusions to. Before they went to the commercial break, I did not see the green light come on, so I don't know. I don't think so. I'll just go with no, since I didn't see it. Tiz said, if the Knicks win tonight, donate me that shirt. I'm going to wear it when I go fishing. Why would you wear a button down when you go fishing, big dog? Why would you do that? Don't do that. That's not fishing attire at all. We're just in a little bit of preparation before the playoff run. Got to get the Clyde Frazier fits going again. Right? The outfits I've tried to match the outfits this season with my feelings towards the games, right? If it's a casual game, we're a little more casual. If it's a bigger game, we go a little bit more bombastic with the outfits. But come playoff time, they're all big games. So here we go. And now they call an offensive foul on the Knicks, holding on to, I think, Shireman. I think it's a foul on Brunson. The Knicks did not challenge it. They just called a timeout. That's 14 fouls called against New York here in this fourth quarter. 0 for the Celtics. Okay. Here we go. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Josh Hart. Queta is in the game. Towns coming to his left, tries to throw the slip pass to Queta, rolling to the rim. The Knicks get a fingertip on it. Bridges throws a beautiful hit-ahead pass to Josh Hart, who gets the layup to go down. What a pass from Bridges. What a defensive play and steal from the Knicks. And we're tied at 92, 6:25 to go. We're approaching the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Queta has it up top. Queta hands it off to White. Coming to his right off the handoff, being chased by Clarkson. Foul line pull-up jumper. Derek White gets it to go down. Why is Jordan Clarkson getting clutch fourth quarter minutes here? I get he was solid offensively for us, but get OG Anunoby in the game, brother. We're in the final 6-minute stretch here. Where is OG? Brunson coming to his left, beats the screening. Josh Hart down the lane, gets the scoop layup to go. Great pick and roll between Brunson and Josh Hart. Great finish by Josh Hart. Great pass by Brunson. We're tied at 94 again. Where is OG Anunoby? Where is OG? They get over to Tatum. Tatum hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard being guarded by Bridges. Pritchard gets it over to Queta. Queta hands it off to Pritchard. Swings through to his right. Pritchard in the mid-range. Leans in, driving it down in the paint. Stops, goes under the rim. Pump fake, leans in, spins, kicks out to Queta. Queta, the foul line floater, comes up short, but gets the friendly roll and he gets to the drop down. Queta, the nice soft touch there. Just got it up on the rim and he got the friendly roll. Here comes Brunson bringing it down. Brunson up top being guarded by Queta. Brunson being guarded by Derek White. Running the pick and roll with Towns. Brunson crosses over to his right. He has space. Pop can pass the Towns down the lane for the two-handed slam, and the two-man game continues to cook here tonight. Brunson, yet another assist. He's up to 22-6 here tonight. 22-7 after that assist. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Josh Hart. Tatum keeping the dribble alive. Swings it out to Shireman. Shireman ran off the line by Brunson, driving to his right. Pull up mid-range shot. Shireman got it to go down. Shireman, if you did not know, a bucket getter in college. He's bringing that to the NBA in his second season here. Brunson bringing it down. OG Anunoby at the scorer's table. 4:40 to go. Brunson coming to his left off the Towns screen. Brunson behind the back pass. Towns wide open. Straightaway three. He's been off from three all night, but he got that one to go down. There you go. Karl Anthony Towns' first made three of the night. You love to see it. Knicks back up by 1. Back and forth. These two teams swing right now. Towns now up to 11 points on that made three. Only 11 points for Towns tonight. 5 for 11 from the field. Not a good shooting night for Karl Anthony Towns. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Josh Hart. Tatum. In and out dribble. Coming to his right, rejecting the Queta screen. Pulls it back out, slips and falls. The Knicks surround them. And it's a jump ball between Towns and Karl Anthony Towns, I think. Josh Hart did a really smart thing of, after Tatum fell down, Josh Hart went up and tied him, but then let go of the ball and allowed Karl Anthony Towns come over to tie him. So Towns can do the jump ball instead of Josh Hart. And I believe they rewarded, or they gave the jump ball to Karl Anthony Towns instead of Josh Hart here. Let's see. Colden Garabian? What's up, Cole? I'll put OG in. OG Anunoby does sub in the game now. He was at the scorer's table. He comes in for Jordan Clarkson. And the jump ball is between Tatum and Towns. 4:10 to go. Russell Field said Knicks IQ. Really thinking the game through. Josh Hart waking up here. Tatum, Towns, knocks it loose. Josh Hart able to pick up the loose ball. There you go. There you go, Josh. Getting to those loose balls. That's what you're here for. Brunson has it up top. Brunson coming to his right off the Towns screen. Brunson pulls it out. Brunson being guarded by Kate on a switch. They show a double team. Brunson quickly crosses over to his right. Euro steps down the lane. No look pass. Josh Hart, a right corner three. Comes up short on it. Rebound to Tatum. Here comes Jayson Tatum bringing it down. Tatum hit ahead to Derek White. Almost called him Jordan Walsh, but it's Derek White. They hit Tatum coming down the middle of the lane. Loses the handle. Picks it up. Inside pass to Pritchard. Kicks it out. Shireman. A right wing three this time. Shireman has been incredible tonight. Another one for Baylor Shireman as the Celtics go back up by 2. He's got 17 points on 5 for 6 from 3 tonight. Brunson up top, coming to his left off the Towns screen. Pocket pass to Towns, rolling down the middle of the lane. Gets hit, and a foul is called. And Jayson Tatum immediately signaling for a challenge. See the replay on it. Instead, they're going to show the Celtics one first. Shireman has been fantastic from three-point range tonight. And it doesn't look like the Celtics are going to use a challenge here. Towns at the foul line for 2. Just that's a Shireman killing us. Shireman and Payne Pritchard having fantastic nights in the absence of Jaylen Brown. Absolutely. Towns knocks down the first free throw, gets the friendly bounce off the front of the rim. Got one more coming. TSM, what's up, TSM? Who got fouled? Karl Anthony Towns got fouled. He's at the foul line for 2 now. Knocks down the first one. He's got one more coming. Towns up to 15 points. Got one more free throw coming. Karl Anthony Towns goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. Thank you, big dog. Tied at 101. 3:10 to go. Pritchard has it up top. Good ball denial from the Knicks. Pritchard keeps it. They get over to Queta. Queta being guarded by Towns. Queta up top by the half-court line. Gets it over to Jayson Tatum being guarded by Josh Hart. Tatum kicks it out to Pritchard. A bad pass. Pritchard can hold on to it, and it's a turnover. Bad pass from Jayson Tatum. Tried to throw Pritchard open. Pritchard thought he was just going to swing it over to him, but Jayson Tatum threw it wider than Pritchard thought. Pritchard tried to dive and save it, but he couldn't, and it goes out of bounds. Here come the Knicks, bringing it down the other way. Under 3 minutes to go. We're tied at 101. Here we go. Brunson has it up top, being guarded by Nimi Queta. They show a double team to Brunson, who has it up top. Brunson dancing with it. Brunson, rhythm dribble, pull back, mid-range jumper. Gets the friendly bounce off the front of the rim for Jalen Brunson. Got it up nice and soft on the rim. Got it to drop down 103 to 101. Jayson Tatum bringing it down the other way. He has it up top. Tatum being guarded by OG Anunoby. Tatum spins to his left, crossing over to his right, coming off a double screen. Lobs it over the top to Queta. Queta kicks it out in the corner to Shireman. Ran up the line by Towns, but he dribbles it to the right wing, and he knocks down another one. Baylor Shireman can't miss tonight. It's the Shireman game. He's got 20 points now. Another one for Baylor Shireman, 20 points, 6 for 7 from 3. Brunson directing traffic. He's saying, get away from me. He's calling Karl Anthony Towns to come up and set the screen. Now Josh Hart comes up to set it. He waves Josh Hart away. Towns coming up to set the screen. He's coming to his right. They show a double team. Bullet pass inside to Josh Hart. Somehow he caught it, and he laid it up and in. What an insane pass from Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart, even more insane to catch it. A bullet pass from Brunson inside to Josh Hart, and he got the layup to go down. A tight window, but he got it to go through. Anunoby guarding Jayson Tatum, now struggling with his dribble. Crossing over to his right, in and out dribble, driving it down against Towns. Wild layup, can't get it to go. Towns looked like maybe he got a piece of it. Also grabbed the rebound. Here comes Brunson. Knicks up by 1, 1:30 to go. Brunson on the right wing, being guarded by Pritchard. Driving it down to the lane. Pump fake, draws the foul. Can't get it to go down, but it'll go to the foul line for 2. Whew. Jalen Brunson looking to take over. Captain clutch in full effect, thrown on the cape here tonight. You know who else is thrown on the cape? Baylor Shireman. He can't miss here. We're back? We are indeed back. Are we all right? Are we good? Are we good? You gotta let me know. Is there a little buzzing? Is there a little buzzing on the audio right now? Or are we all right? Yes, 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 we're back. We're back. Little feedback. All right. The problem with the feedback right now, I could change up the audio and go to this other network, but the audio will be slightly worse because it's got different filters on it. I could change the audio. Yes, buzzing. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. The buzzing, I assume, is gone now, right? But the audio sounds slightly different. It's a little worse. A little worse. So the feedback comes because, obviously, I have to plug in the wireless microphone to charge. I was 1,000% sure I charged it last night after we signed off and I set up for the game tonight. But I guess. Keep it this way. Yes, I will keep it this way. I recognize it's better to have it this way than to have the buzzing on. Definitely don't want the buzzing. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right for the end of the game here tonight. I always got a backup plan. I got a different separate channel just to keep the buzzing away, just in case. Elizabeth Tremblay. What's up, Elizabeth? What's up, Liz? Rog D guy said the Brunson burner in full effect. The issue of being fully plugged in is I'm wired. I can no longer run around and be crazy. So I'm gonna have to be careful. I might pull this completely apart if I do. MBM said JB is no joke. None whatsoever. None whatsoever, brother. Brunson with 24-9 here tonight. As a matter of fact, one of the things the Knicks might have to start but keeping an eye on is the Toronto Raptors might be playing so well. Yeah, they have officially leaped the Atlanta Hawks for the 5 seed. QY808, appreciate you, QY. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Mark in full caps. Guard Shireman. Baylor Shireman is cooking here tonight. Tiny Buzz still around? Is the Buzz still around? I think we're good now, right? We're good now. Might be a delayed chat. Ahisha said, maybe you can start sounding like Knicks fan again. Like a Knicks fan? I've been sounding like a Knicks fan all night. Brunson at the foul line. Misses a free throw. Come on, JB. Come on, Cap. Can't be missing free throws. You got one more coming. Buzz only when I talk? There's buzz when I talk? That's unfortunate. Brunson gets both free throw. Gets the second free throw to go down. I wish he got both. Brunson gets the second free throw to go down. Knicks up by 2 points here. No threes. No Shireman, please. Derek White has it up top. Derek White gets it over to Tatum. Tatum up top being guarded by Brunson on a switch. Tatum's going to look to isolate. Crosses over to his right. Down the lane. Kicks it out. Derek White, who hasn't hit a 3 all night, misses that one. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Ball knocked loose. Bridges able to chase it down. Good fight from Anunoby to knock it away from Vucevic. Here comes Jaylen Brunson bringing it down. Brunson has it up top. Brunson calling out a set. Wants to run the 2-man game with Josh Hart because he's got Vucevic guarding him. Brunson has it up top. Brunson coming to his right. Hands it off to Bridges. Bridges back to Josh Hart. Josh Hart puts up the 3 over Vucevic. Josh Hart got it to go, baby. Big time shot from Big Josh, and that might be a bit of a dagger. And they leave Josh Hart open, and he said, not this season, baby. Not anymore. Not on my watch. I'll put the work in, and it's showing here tonight. Josh Hart said, Baylor Shireman, who? Let me introduce you to the heart of the city. Jayson, gotta have heart. Woo-hoo-hoo. Josh Hart puts the Knicks up by 5 with 42 seconds to go. Yes, sir. Josh Hart, after a pretty invisible first half, coming through in the second half. 23 big old points for Big Josh here tonight, baby. Big time job from Josh Hart to show up in the second half. Still only 1 rebound. That bothers me a little bit. We need more rebound than Big Josh. 3 assists, though. 23 big old points. He said, you know what? Let me just let that thing fly. And that's exactly what we talked about in the pregame. You got to let it fly, Big Josh. You got to let it fly. And he's done that to an extreme degree here tonight. Matter of fact, let me look up real quick before we come out of this timeout. Josh Hart has how many threes? 4 or 5 threes, right? Josh Hart tonight with 4 3-pointers, 4 for 6 from three-point range for Josh Hart right here. 9 for 14 from the field overall. You love to see it, baby. You love to see it. All right, here we go. Now you need a couple of defensive stops. Game not over yet. 5-point lead for the Knicks. Vucevic will inbound it. Get it into Shireman, being guarded by Brunson. Shireman kicks out to Pritchard. Pritchard gets a decent look from 3, curling off a Vucevic screen. Can't get it to go. Vucevic, the offensive rebound and the putback. Why is Shaman in the game? Why is Landry Shaman in the game? They went small. They got Karl-Anthony Towns out, and you gave up an offensive rebound for it. Why? Why did we do that? Why? Where's Towns? Derek White slips and falls. Brunson pulls it all the way back out. He's going to wind down as much time as possible. It's a 3-point game, only 1 possession. Why is Towns out of the game? Brunson coming to his right off a Josh Hart screen. Brunson swings it out. Josh Hart, he just hit one. He's trying to put the dagger, and he puts the dagger in him. Josh Hart lined me up from 3-point range. Back-to-back threes. Up by 6, the Knicks go. This one is over. Payne Pritchard and the Celtics almost turn it over. Vucevic recovers it. They're going to have to heave it up. Pritchard heaves it up from the left wing. Airballs it. It's out of bounds. 0.5 to go, and the Knicks will walk away with the 6-point victory here tonight. There it is, baby. There it is. Our New York Knicks pulled off the victory here today. An excellent ending led by none other. We all knew it was coming from the start of the game. Josh Hart able to get it to go down as the bench mobs Josh Hart. Everybody knew, Big Josh, you need to shoot it. You're more than capable. We know you got the strap on you, big dog. We know you keep it locked and loaded. And Josh Hart comes up clutch here in the fourth quarter. 26 big old points for Big Josh. 10 for 15 from the floor. He ends up being our leading scorer here tonight. There you go, Big Josh. Way to show up after we criticized you. AP said they were lucky. They are lucky. The Celtics are lucky. Celtics are lucky the Knicks did not have a better outing here tonight. I mean, here's the thing. You could say the Knicks are lucky, AP, but is Baylor Shireman going to shoot it this well in the playoffs? 7 for 8 from the field, 6 for 7 from 3. Is he going to have another game like that against the Knicks this season? Probably not. Right? Is Payne Pritchard going to go 10 for 20 from the field, 3 for 8 from three-point range, and go nuclear in the first half? Probably not again against the Knicks this season. We could say the Knicks are lucky to escape with a victory here tonight with no Jaylen Brown. But the Knicks missed a couple of makeable shots here tonight. 13 points for OG Anunoby. 16 points for Karl-Anthony Towns. 26 big old points from Josh Hart. 10 points from Mikal Bridges. 25 points for Jalen Brunson. Off the bench, you got nice production. 7 for Robinson, 8 for Clarkson, 3 for Shaman, 4 for McBride. And also, by the way, not to mention, Deuce McBride, 19 minutes, not a great night. Landry Shaman, 19 minutes, not a great night. Yet again, the Knicks need to find ways to get their end-of-bench guys to contribute here. Clarkson and Robinson were probably the best players off the bench tonight for the New York Knicks. Although, listen, Shaman and McBride played some excellent defense as they usually do, but they're not out there to just play defense. You also need to come out and make some shots, and Deuce McBride and Landry Shaman a combined 2 for 7 from three-point range tonight. Josh Hart, 5 for 7 from three-point range for the 26 points. You love to see it. Knicks win. Still alive for that 2 seed. But right now, let's look at the standings. Go around the league. Let's look at the standings. Creations. What's up, Creations? Kwame Robinson. What's up, Kwame? Josh was incredible. Second half was fantastic. Ching Kang Kong. What's up, Ching? Brian Jacobs said, did this game matter to the Celtics? Probably not. It also didn't really matter to the Knicks either. Didn't really matter to either team. Both teams likely pretty locked into the positions that they were in. Patrick Thomas said, still can't figure out Mike Brown and his substitutions. I think everybody's still trying to figure out Mike Brown and his substitutions. Pegs Clips, what's up, Pegs? Will you be streaming the Golden State Warriors versus the Lakers? Absolutely not, brother. Why would I be streaming a Warriors game with no Steph Curry and a Lakers game with no Luka Doncic and no Austin Reeves? Why would we do that? Why would we put ourselves through that? Bruce Fowler said, that's the difference between Boston and New York. We're the ones to point out our misgivings. Boston, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. The Rockets putting a whooping on the 76ers right now. Oh, you guys can't see it. My bad. Nikki said, can't believe we did it. Never lost faith. Never lost faith. The Raptors dominated against the Miami Heat tonight. Bulls took down the Wizards. That's good for the Knicks. Pacers beat the Nets. That's also good for the Knicks. Need the Pacers to win as many games as possible. Need the Pacers to continue to win, baby. Continue to win, Indiana. Continue to win. And the Knicks beat the Celtics here tonight. Knicks go 3-1 on the season series against the Boston Celtics this season. If there's anything to pull away from this game, it's nothing. You don't really pull anything away from this game other than these two teams will absolutely do battle yet again in the second round this season. Not much to pull away from the season series as a whole, as Jayson Tatum only played in the final game and Jaylen Brown did not play. So, not much to pull away from. Not much to pull away from. This said, if only we had JB. Jaylen Brown? We got to say the full name. We got to say Jaylen Brown. AB said, I think McBride is done. Well, McBride's coming off an abdomen surgery injury, brother. He's playing through injury. He talked about how he's still not 100% healthy, and he's just resigned to the fact that he's going to have to play through discomfort. It kind of is what it is. You need him to adjust to it and start to knock down some shots. He's not done. Got to get him to knock down some shots again. The defense continues to be fantastic from Deuce McBride, but when he's not out there to just play defense, he's also out there to knock down shots, and I think he will get back to that. LP said, why we need the Pacers to win? Well, I need the Pacers to win because I don't want the Pacers to end up with a lottery pick this year. The Knicks don't. Sheffy does. I need the Pacers to win because I would rather see the Pacers lose out on their pick. So their pick this year, as they're one of the worst teams in the league, is obviously a lottery pick, but it is only top 4 protected. So if they fall out of the top 4, the pick goes over to the LA Clippers. And I don't need the Indiana Pacers, who traded for Ivica Zubac to solve their Miles Turner problem. And then we'll get Tyrese Halliburton next year to also add a high-caliber player in an absolute loaded draft, whether it's DeBansta or Peterson or A.J. Wilson or Cam Boozer. I don't want to see the Pacers add any of those guys. Mark said, yeah, tell that to Dallas last year. Yeah. Brian Jacobs said, no, Pacers definitely getting a top 4. I'm rooting against it, brother. I'm rooting against it. I can't. You guys made the finals last year, and you upgraded your center position from weak-ass Miles Turner to Ivica Zubac. So I can't see you add a generational prospect from an absolutely loaded draft. Hey, Cowboy said, another day at the office for Mr. Josh Hart. Absolutely. Hopefully a confidence builder from three-point range for Big Josh. MBM said, new coach and 50-plus win season. Sweet, let's go Knicks. Absolutely. 52 wins for the Knicks. They are officially 1 win better than they were last year, and they got 2 more games on the docket. Now, the Knicks play tomorrow. Schedule check. The Knicks play tomorrow. So, tomorrow, the Pistons play the Hornets as well. That's a fun game that we won't be able to watch. We'll keep an eye on it, though. Cavs play the Hawks as well, another rematch game. Pelicans play the Celtics, both teams on the second night of a back-to-back tomorrow. Knicks play the Raptors. It is at home at least, so at least they will have a good night's rest in their own beds. The Raptors taking on the Knicks. Raptors, a couple of nice, impressive wins against the Miami Heat. They will be playing the Knicks. We'll see if the Knicks decide to play anybody. They probably will because it is not guaranteed that they have the 3 seed, but volume's low. All right, well, we're signing off in a minute here. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. AB said, unfair, we get a back-to-back. Yeah, so do the Celtics, to be fair. Both teams on the first end of a back-to-back. Celtics playing tomorrow against the Pelicans. Knicks playing tomorrow against the Raptors. The Raptors also played today, so both teams on a back-to-back, and the Raptors will be on the road. So, both teams are looking at it as an unfair. Joe said, are you covering any games tomorrow? Yes, the Knicks play tomorrow, so we'll be covering this Knicks-Raptors game. It's a 7:30 start time, so we'll be live at 7 o'clock as usual. Any late games we can tune into, we got Thunder Nuggets at 9, but our game's going to go until the Thunder Nuggets start time, so we're not going to be able to watch that one. Rockets Timberwolves at 9:30, but I don't think the Timberwolves are playing their guys here to end the season. They want to just get to the playoffs healthy, so it might just be a one-game coverage. We got Suns Lakers, but again, the Lakers not playing anybody. I'm trying to get to a Suns game, brother. Suns Gen, I'm trying to get to a Suns game. But every time I have an opportunity to watch them. Now, look, there are no games on Saturday. Every team has off on Saturday, and that is because every single team will be action on Sunday. A new tradition for the NBA where every team is live on Sunday. So the night gets started at 6 p.m. Magic, Celtics. When do the Knicks play? They play at 6 p.m. as well. So every East team plays at 6. Not really. Every West team plays at 8:30. Right? that how it goes? Yep. Every East team plays at 6. Every West team plays at 8:30 or 8. No, 8:30. Yeah, every West team plays at 8:30. So we can cover our Knicks Hornets game at 6 p.m. on Sunday, and then we can just pick a random West game to watch. Bulls, Mavs, Grizzlies, Rockets, Pelicans, Timberwolves, Suns, Thunder. Could be tuning into Suns, Thunder. If they don't say, oh no, we got Nuggets, Spurs. All right, we're tuning in the Nuggets, Spurs, I guess. Even if actually, we'll see who ends up playing. We'll see who ends up playing because it is the last game of the regular season, and all these teams could end up sitting some guys. So we'll keep an eye on the injury reports and see who's playing and try to pick out the best game of the night. We also got Warriors, Clippers, no thanks. Kings, Blazers, no thanks. Jazz, Lakers, no thanks. All right, so it's our late night games are between these two. We'll pick the teams that are healthiest and do that one. Suns Gen said Suns going to get mauled. Depends if the Thunder plays all their guys, though, right? They might not. They got that one seed across the NBA locked in already. Mark said, we doing the play-in? Of course, brother. Of course. We're going to do every single game we possibly can. Every single game we possibly can. This said, free playoff, taking all unders. Bruce Fowler said, I think everybody plays at the same time, too. That was enacted to stop teams from orchestrating seeding on the last day. Yep. So every East team tips off at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So my time is Eastern time. So for me, every East team will tip off at 6 p.m. And then every West game, because some Eastern teams, like the Bulls, are traveling to the Mavericks, play at 8:30 p.m. Clippers Blazers is going to be an epic grudge match. Fighting for the 18. Clippers Blazers. Yeah, but they're both playing tanking teams, so that kind of sucks. Can you cover the Sixers play-in? We'll cover the Sixers play-in, brother. We'll be live for all of them. Doing too much that I knew you were going to get this dub, Sheffy. Never in doubt. Doing too much, never in doubt. Had the faith the whole time. Never lost faith. And then the play-in, so no games on Monday, and the play-in starts on Tuesday. So we'll have Saturday off. We'll have Monday off. And then we're into some playoff basketball. Obviously, the play-in first. Not really the playoffs yet. But then on Tuesday, we will be live and ready to go. 7:30 and 10 p.m. game. That's Tuesday. I will see if we can do the doubleheader. Probably going to try and do the doubleheader. Probably going to try and do it, right? No game on Monday. So you know what? I'll get as much sleep in as possible on Monday, and we'll stay up late and do the doubleheader on Tuesday, right? Both play-in games. And then same with Wednesday. We'll stay up at try and do the doubleheader. Actually, we got the Warriors in that one. I don't know if I want to watch the Warriors. We'll tune in. We'll try and tune in for both of these as well. So it's crazy that none of the 4 Eastern play-in teams are situated in the spot yet. And then we have off Thursday, and then we have the final play-in games on Friday, and then we have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. And then when do the playoffs start? Oh, the playoffs are not scheduled yet, technically. When do the playoffs start? When did the 2026 playoffs start? (2024) 2026. 2026, when did the playoffs start? Saturday. So they start on Saturday, and that is, do they start right after the play-in game? So they start the 18th? I guess they start the 18th, right after the play-in. All right. So we'll be live. We have a couple of days off as we now get into the playoffs. Couple days in, couple days off, in the sense where like there's no game, so there's no possible streams I could do. So in between, I have some ideas of content I want to do even after the season starts. So I'm gonna try and be active with videos and shorts and stuff like that. I got some ideas of stuff I want to be working on, so don't fret on that. The channel will continue to be active even through the off season. Of course, we have free agency to talk about. We also are going to have the draft to talk about. And then, of course, eventually we'll get to Summer League as we always do, as we did last year. Basketball is now year-round, so don't fret. We wind down the regular season. We're going to go right into the play-in, right into the playoffs, right into draft content, right into some NBA Summer League action, and then we'll have a little bit of time off. But obviously, we still got a lot more time to go. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us here tonight. As always, shout out all of the channel members, whether you were gifted a membership or you decided to become a member all on your own. I appreciate you nonetheless. But with that being said, remember, guys, brush your teeth before bed, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one. And always remember, the Knicks beat the Celtics 3-1 this season. Good night, everybody. Bye.